I was acting cool, cuz.
What?
Nigga, what's up? How gangster are you, cuz?
Hey.
I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I don't fuck with you, cuz. You disrespecting me. I go hard,
cuz. Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. Oh, my gosh. I have not been online or done anything in like almost 10 days. It has been a rough 2 weeks for me. If you guys in the Discord, you guys know I have been in and out the hospital. But I've been out for a few days now. So today was like the first day I felt all the way okay, somewhat. So it's been a long recovery. I still got a bunch of scars. I got EKG scars on me and everything. But I'm feeling a lot better. I've been hanging in there. So thank you guys. Thank you to everybody, for just all the messages, the text messages, the phone calls, emails. You know what I'm saying? I really, really appreciate it. All the prayers from everybody. So thank you guys so much. It feels good to know that I've been missed. I've been hearing that, like, when are you coming back to YouTube? You've been missed on these YouTube streets. And I didn't even realize it had been that long since I dropped the Angie Stone video. That was like, for me, I had to put that out because I knew I was already like not feeling good. And I was like, I got to get this video out. You know what I mean? Just because I just hated the fact that she passed away. So I'm glad at least I did that video before I went on my hiatus. But I am feeling somewhat better now, thank goodness. You know what I'm saying? God is good, honey. He ain't done with me yet. Keep telling y'all that. But I hope everybody is doing well. Hey, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. We got a lot to talk about. I'm going to try and hang in there as long as I can. Hoping I can do the full 2 hours, but if it gets to be too much, just know then I got to go. But I'm going to definitely try. But it's a lot. It's a lot. I've been trying to keep up with stuff. I took a break, though. I really did have to unplug from everything because I had to focus on getting better. So I took a break from like a lot of like the celebrity news, but I was trying to still keep up a little bit with some of the politics and child. Elon and Donald, that's an interesting match right there. They've been doing, oh my gosh, yesterday I woke up and there was a Tesla in front of the White House. I'm like, what happened to the price of eggs? So I was just like, you know what, I'm about to lay back down. I can't. I took a nap after that. I was like, so now we're encouraging folks to buy Teslas, but people are getting laid off and the price of eggs is still high. Oh, okay. And Nebraska's about to go bankrupt. Nebraska, y'all fucked around and found out, huh? And then Minnesota, our electricity bill is going to go high because some of our electricity comes from Canada and they're putting tariffs, as they should because we threatened them first. So, yeah, it's been a very, very interesting week. But I do think that it's unfair for them to tariff Minnesota because Minnesota was blue. We were a blue state. We didn't turn red. Okay, we were true blue, but we're still being punished. So it's very interesting. But yeah, it's been a lot going on. I've been, trying to keep up with that, as much as I can stomach. But what really surprised me was this whole Diddy situation that's out. So I definitely want to hit on that. Yeah, it is. Somebody in the chat said it's a clown show. Yeah, like I feel like I'm just in the upside down world. I'm just here sipping my tea and just watching how all this nonsense plays out. But it's just very funny just to see a lot of the people complaining, the fuck around and find out people, the ones who thought that, the changes weren't going to affect them until it affected them. So those have been and that's been interesting to watch on TikTok. But anyways, child, we got to talk about this Diddy situation. Now, breaking news earlier today, the lady from the Jay-Z situation that I talked about, because as you guys know, I left that situation alone. I did my video on it. I did a live stream, basically recording my live reaction to the Jay-Z accuser. And so, yeah, I watched my reaction live. I'm like, this woman is obviously slow, delayed, you know what I mean? There's some things going on there. Her story makes absolutely no sense. So at that point, I checked out. I said, I'm not entertaining this. This doesn't make any sense. Your daughter who has a disability drove 5 hours away, to go to an MTV award and then she calls you to come get her and you don't say, and just the whole story was bullshit. Well, now it's coming out that she's speaking out against Busby. I think Madia posted it. Let me check because I haven't been on my Instagram page. I sent it to her earlier. And basically saying that Busby put her up to it. Okay, here it goes here. All right, let me pull this up and then we'll get on to the Diddy thing. But I wanted to share this with y'all first with the Jay-Z thing here. Okay. Let me unmute this here.
Accused Jay-Z of sexual assault has already dropped her lawsuit. But now, for the first time, you're going to hear the story behind the bombshell accusation that has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z's lawyer says it should put to rest any doubt about his innocence. This morning, the woman who said she was 13 when Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards is heard talking to private investigators about her claim and agreeing that Jay-Z did not assault her.
But Jay-Z was, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly, yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z? Busby did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
The people around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Busby, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z. And he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. No. I don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims. She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met and spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was, under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this. And number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of this.
Wanna box me in, but somehow I beat them charges like Rocky.
One of the world's best-selling artists with more than 140 million albums sold, Jay-Z is also husband to Beyonce and a father of 3.
Like we from Lagos, man, Musa reincarnated. Me on our levels, that's
He vehemently denied the allegations at the outset. He spoke about the painful impact that they had, especially on his kids. How as a father, has he tried to handle this?
It's tough to hear a false lie said about you, spread through the internet, and affecting your children. It's tough on him, it's tough on anybody. But what he does is he proves himself innocent. Today is hopefully the final chapter in that, and then they're going to move forward. That's what Jay does.
Jay-Z is now suing Jane Doe and her lawyer for defamation. Why not let it lie? The case is gone.
The truth had to fully come out. This person cannot be allowed to sort of hide from the reality that this was a false accusation.
While the accuser's lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Combs was dismissed, Combs still faces a number of other civil claims from other accusers, which he denies. And
all right, let me come back on the screen here. So you guys just heard that. Okay, so that just broke today, so I wanted to share that with you guys. So my thing is this: Jay-Z has absolutely every right to go after Tony Busby and the lady, you know, regardless. And again, from what I see, it seemed like it was some type of shakedown. Now, initially, Tony Busby was seen as a good lawyer. He has pursued other cases and won. But how he dropped the ball with this, because for me, within 5 minutes of listening to her talk, it made no sense. Her story did not make any sense. And so the fact that you had not only people on social media running with this, it's like y'all can't see the holes in the story. Just does not make any sense. And so now it's coming out. Even the dog was in the background barking, basically calling her a liar in so many words. You know what I'm saying? Like her whole story has just fallen apart. So I think Jay-Z has every right. Now, is Jay-Z guilty of possibly other things? You know, mistreating employees, not giving people their money, you know, possibly. But as far as this particular case, I don't think that Jay-Z had anything to do with it, period, point blank. And the thing that's very frustrating, like I've always said, what I hate about these cases is that people come out the woodwork and then it ends up convoluting and messing up real victims, people who really were victims of a potential Jay-Z or Diddy. So now we're going to go ahead and move over to this Diddy case, because a lot of people have been talking about this. The whole thing with Druski and Odell Beckham. The Breakfast Club talked about it yesterday. Their commentary is just always just goofy and just, I think the one girl, I forget her name, the one that's not just hilarious, I think she takes things more seriously. You know, she was trying to read the accusations and Charlamagne and them were just making it into a big joke, you know, and being very, very dismissive as if he didn't have his own case against him. So I didn't like how they handled it. I forget her name, but I thought she handled it well. Everybody else was just very, very dismissive of it. So now with this situation, it was something that really caught my attention today with this case. With the Odell Beckham, because they said it's Odell Beckham Jr. Hold on, I have my notes here. It's a bunch of them. So the names that are brought up in this lawsuit is Big Homie CC, Jaguar Wright, Odell Beckham Jr., and Druski the comedian. Now, what's very interesting about this is the Big Homie CC, him and Jaguar Wright, they have been on hobo tours for years, talking about, you know, Diddy and all this stuff that Diddy has done. Okay, the girl's name is Lauren. Okay, thank you, Lauren. That's her name. I appreciate it. I think she does a good job. The other ones, they celebrity worship too much for me. But I was very shocked in this lawsuit to see Jaguar Wright's name, Big Homie CC, but not really. Because what's very interesting to me with the whole Jaguar Wright situation being named in this, for a long time, we've all kind of asked, well, how do you know all of this? You know, it's one thing when there's whispers and there's gossip and there's things that you've heard through the grapevine, but it's like some of her stories, it's like you had to be there. Because how would you know all of this information? And what was very interesting is when all these people were named, she being one of them, ran to vehemently deny the charges. So I thought that was very interesting. Not saying that she doesn't have the right to deny, you know, the allegations as false, but it's very interesting how once she's being accused and fingers are being pointed at her, oh, it's all this, you know, I can't believe it. But she has sat for years and accused many celebrities of some of the most heinous situations. And like I said a few months ago, what kind of made me give her the side eye was when she was on the red carpet with Rick Ross. It was at, I forgot what award show it was. Let me see if I can pull it up. And I thought that was very funny because, yeah, here it is right here. Her and Rick Ross. The Sheen Awards. And her energy was very giddy, you know, where she acts like, you know, the celebrity world is so evil and, you know, full of just horrible people. But she didn't give the same energy in this Running with Rick Ross. Let me go ahead and share this real quick here. Okay, this one. This is her on the red carpet. I'm the biggest boss that you see thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you... There's music. I didn't know there was music. But I just thought it was very interesting for somebody who claims to be a truth teller that, you know, you'd be doing something celebrity related and with, you know, Rick Ross. So I thought that was very, very interesting. Because she demonizes Diddy and, you know, Jay-Z and stuff like that. So that was the video there. So in this lawsuit, they're saying that Big Homie CC, Odell Beckham, and Druski, they were all there. And this is the video. I did a breakdown in it a few months ago. The lady who was Ard with the remote control, who said that Diddy Ard her with the remote control, it's that woman. So now she's naming names. And so they're saying that Jaguar Wright and another lady, they were basically facilitating sex trafficking of them. Like they had brought them from like Las Vegas to California. So there was a lot of things being stated in the lawsuit. People are in the chat saying, I always thought Jag Wright wanted attention. She wants to be back in that world. Ivy Teacher Wilson just said that. And I agree. I feel like she was trying to, you know, it's almost like because her career didn't pop, I'm going to go and expose everything. But now her name is being brought up and she's offended and she's upset. But she has sat on that blue couch for years blasting these people. So let me go ahead and play the first. I have a lot of receipts because there's somebody in here. At first I was kind of like, is this going to be another situation like the Jay-Z and the lady? But then there was a name that was mentioned in this lawsuit that made me feel like, okay, truth is definitely stranger than fiction. And we'll get to that in a moment. So let me go ahead and play this first video here where they're talking about the allegations with Odell and Druski. Okay, let's watch this.
Oh, Ryan Christopher, spill the beans.
Yeah, good morning to the both of you. So a pro football player and a comedian, two celebrities now named in this ongoing litigation against Sean Diddy Combs. Now, Ashley Parham, she accused Combs in October of gang raping her. This is back in 2018. Now, she named former Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Druski as two of those who assaulted her. Both deny that. Now, Druski, whose real name is Drew DeSorbs, he posted on X that, quote, these allegations, they are a fabricated lie, noting that at the time he had no connections to the entertainment industry and he was broke living with his mother. Now, Beckham replied to Druski's posting. He tweeted, quote, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. You know who you are. Keep your head. Now, Combs, who is currently in jail in Brooklyn on charges of racketeering, prostitution, and sex trafficking, has denied claims that he's ever sexually assaulted anyone, and his trial starts on May 5th.
All right. So we just saw that. Now, you know, they love to bring up God, honey. You know, now everything is God, and God got my back. But there is a weird video, you know, strange case. Baca got a strange case. Why is he around? Sorry, Kendrick. But there's a strange video of Odell Beckham Jr. with Justin Bieber. Have y'all seen that video? Put a teacup in the chat if you guys have ever seen that video of Odell and Justin in the club. It's very weird. It looks like they caught Justin off guard and he was doing something sexual to Odell. It's not AI. This video's been around forever. And we all know that Justin has ties to Diddy and a lot of things, unfortunately, have happened to Justin. So I got to give Odell the side eye. Not saying that he had anything to do with this, but okay, looks like a lot of you guys have seen the video. Very disturbing video. I don't know if I can play it because well, let me see if I can find it. Let's see, Odell, Justin. I ain't forgot that video, child. There it is.
TV. We back.
Okay, I found it. Let me show y'all real quick. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if there's music.
Whoa! Y'all already see this video. I was sent this video by one of my subscribers yesterday. They said, "You seen this?" I said, "Nah." They said, "Yeah, this video been floating around the internet for years." I said, "Yeah, I haven't seen it. Let me bring."
Yeah, it looks weird. Like they were caught doing something, and Justin is like upset. It's just a weird video.
Odell Beckham and Justin Bieber. It looked to be at a New Year's party, a Diddy New Year's party.
And it was at Diddy's party.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. It was at a Diddy party. So yeah. Some people said they hadn't seen it, so I wanted to show that. So, you know, it's interesting that his name is in there. And then we all know Druski, he was at Diddy parties. Wallow and Gilly asked him, you know, about the Diddy party, and he was basically tongue-tied, you know. He's been at Diddy's parties. He's filmed at Diddy's house. Again, I'm not saying that either party are guilty, but it's just very interesting that both of them were named, and you had that strange video with Justin Bieber. And then you have Druski, you know, talking about Diddy parties. Now, Druski said he wasn't famous in 2018. Maybe he wasn't super famous, but he was definitely online. He was definitely doing skits. I remember seeing random skits of him. You know, maybe he wasn't like he definitely wasn't as big as he is now, but he was definitely online. You know, don't act like you wasn't online making, you know, struggle videos just because you was living with your mama, honey. That's why I feel like some of these folks be industry plants. You know, we think that they're just, you know, happen to be famous and just happen to get picked up or happen to go viral. Who knows what was involved before he truly blew up. But, so let me see here. Okay. So now, the celebrity names are very familiar to a lot of people. So, Odell, Jaguar Wright, Big Homie CC, Druski. But the name that really, like, caught me off guard today, because this was announced today, was the police chief. The police chief. The police chief, his name is, I think it's Jerry Pelletier. Make sure I have it down. John Pelletier. Okay? And for y'all who don't know who that is, when I start describing him to you, y'all are going to know who I'm talking about. Do y'all remember the Las Vegas shooting that happened in 2017 at the Mandalay Bay when the crazy man just started shooting? Well, John Pelletier back then was one of the chief of police. He was one of the first ones on the scene. Okay? And a lot of people thought it was very interesting because he was the same chief that had to do with the Maui fires. Remember when I did my deep dive on the Maui fires? If you guys haven't watched that deep dive, please watch it. It's really good. And I had clips of him in there. And I even stated in that video that this is the same guy from the Las Vegas shooting situation. And John Pelletier, if you guys don't know, he was also the first non-Hawaiian to be given that position as the Maui chief of police. And it caused a lot of controversy, and a lot of people back in 2023 during the Maui fires, a lot of folks were calling him out, and his department was going through a lot of stuff. So for him to be named in this Diddy lawsuit is frightening. I don't believe in coincidences. So I'm gonna, and right now they're saying that the Maui, I don't know, the mayor or the governor of Hawaii, they want him to step down until this case, like, you know, until everything gets figured out. They want him to, like, step down because of his alleged involvement. So we're going to watch this video. But let me show y'all this real quick here for y'all who may have forgot. Okay, let me show y'all this. So this article is from August 15, 2023. Maui police chief, wildfires are the second mass casualty event after Vegas shooting. So a lot of people's tin hats were tingling back then. Like, this man is involved with not one but two major disasters. And you see here, it's kind of a message he's used before. In the aftermath of another American tragedy, the 2017 Las Vegas shooting that left 58 people dead and hundreds injured, Pelletier was a Las Vegas police captain when a gunman with a military-style rifle opened fire from the windows of a Las Vegas Strip high-rise hotel into a crowd of 22,000 people attending an outdoor country music festival. That was the Jason Aldean concert that the shooting happened. And it shook the city to the core, just like the wildfires have done in Maui. Okay? So he kind of caused controversy because the way he was talking about the bodies, like, yeah, you know, we're trying to identify people, but you guys need to understand that even the metal was melted. So if metal was melted, what do you think happened to the bodies? Like, he's just kind of cold and just really brass. So it turned a lot of people off. So we're going to watch this video here. Let me put it on the, okay. All right.
In the widely publicized Sean Diddy Combs sex assault lawsuit, now naming Maui Police Chief John Pelletier as a defendant among several others, including comedian Druski and Odell Beckham Jr. Cameron Hurd of Common Cause Hawaii advocates for government accountability.
When you read it, it's horrifying. It is so sobering and dark doesn't even cover it. It's sheer evil.
Court documents allege Combs and others raped plaintiff Ashley Parham at a California home in 2018 and claim Pelletier posed as a Contra Costa sheriff to help cover it up. The nearly 90-page lawsuit says Parham reported the rape to Pelletier, who allegedly did not offer to take her home or seek emergency services. Parham then claims Pelletier handed an envelope to a neighbor that she believed contained cash before he left.
There's still a due process that does need to happen. There are still more facts that we need.
At the time, Pelletier was a police captain in Las Vegas. Two other plaintiffs, an unnamed mother and her son, claim Pelletier took them at gunpoint. They reportedly demanded warrants, to which Pelletier allegedly threatened to shoot them if they didn't obey. The lawsuit says the two were taken in a black SUV to what they believe to be Pelletier's Las Vegas home, and then eventually driven to the Beacon Grand Hotel in San Francisco, where they were allegedly beaten and drugged by other defendants. Pelletier allegedly told others involved he would stay at another nearby hotel so the crimes wouldn't be linked to him. The pair were then taken to the same home as Parham and said they witnessed her assault. The male plaintiff says Combs and other defendants tried to force him to also rape Parham and believes they were trying to pin it all on him. When all three called 911, Pelletier allegedly interfered, telling a local responding officer to turn off his body camera and that he was on a stakeout for a federal drug trafficking investigation and would report back to the local precinct. The complaint adds Pelletier told the other officer the plaintiffs were homeless, and when they refuted those claims, they were threatened and told to shut up. Maui lawmakers react to the allegations.
Disbelief and shock, not knowing, like, what is this about? I have basically only good things to, experiences and memories and things to say about Chief.
John Pelletier has been a great chief of police on Maui. We're just going to have to wait and let the facts unfold.
So you guys, let me come in real quick. Remember what they're saying. Oh, he's a great chief. He was a great chief of Maui. These people are lying because I did a deep dive on the Maui fires. And this was not the attitude that people had towards him in 2023. They were losing officers. Officers were quitting because of how mean he was. They said he was running, like the way he was running the department was horrible. He was very mean, spoke to people very nasty. So just remember what these ladies are saying. I think they're liars.
Unfold in all fairness to him and not rush to judgment.
Pelletier outright denied the accusations in a statement on Tuesday, saying in part, "Let me be clear. The allegations made against me are completely false, and I have not been formally served with any legal paperwork." Maui's top cop added he was deeply disappointed by Mayor Richard Bisson's request to place him on administrative leave pending further investigation, calling the ask premature and unjust. Pelletier promised to cooperate with any necessary processes, but went on to say, however, I firmly believe no one should face professional consequences based on unsubstantiated claims. I remain committed to the officers, staff, and residents of this county. Ali Iduklo, Island News.
Okay, let me come back on the screen here. Oh my gosh. So I know the sexier names are Odell Beckham and, the weird Justin video and, Druski. I know those are like the attention-grabbing names. But for me, when I saw that this officer was involved, I'm like, come on. This is the third tragedy. First, the Las Vegas shooting, the Maui wildfires, and now his attachment to Diddy. And there's pictures of him with Diddy in the lawsuit, because I have the lawsuit here. I'm going to read the part that he played a role in. So I think this rabbit hole goes very deep with this man. Let me read some of these super chats. I see Moneybag Mo is in the building. Hey, Mo, thank you so much for the $499.99, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for coming through today. That just made my day. So thank you. Let me go ahead and read a few more super chats here. Deshauna Eli sent 10. Says, I'm a really big fan. Much love. Glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you. Let's see here. India X says, love you, T. Love you, too. Thank you so much. Shy B sent $50, says, hey, T, glad to see you back. You were missed on these YouTube and Discord streets. It ain't the same without you. Thank you so much. It feels good to be missed. I appreciate y'all. Forever your Leo. What's up, sis? She says, hey, T, just showing some love. I hope you're feeling better. Also, I'm happy to finally be a Discord member. Well, welcome. I'm glad you were able to get in. We welcomed, I think we had maybe 500-600, if not more, people join right before I got sick. So we're going to do a Zoom meeting soon, just so, introduce people. You guys kind of get the flow. But I've just been sick, so I haven't had a chance to do the Zoom meeting. But we will have a meeting this week. So I can't wait to meet some of the new people that are in Discord and welcome back some of the people who came back as well. So thank you. I'm glad you're able to get in there. Let's see here. Trixie Wilson sent $2, says, welcome back, beautiful sister. You've been missed. Thank you so much, Trixie. Shay sent $19.99, says, your discernment is A1. Remember when she wanted to be interviewed by you and you said you wasn't feeling her spirit? Clock it. Clock that T. Thank you. Yeah. I just, child, I just want to be in my box. I don't want to mix and mingle and do a lot of stuff with others. I'm not interested. Too many things be coming back to bite folks, and it seems like everybody that she had interviewed with or done things with, they've all gotten into it. I know her and Storm Monroe got into a really bad tiff because she said that Jay-Z R'd her and it was recorded. And then she tried to tell him to take it down, that it was AI and that she didn't say that. It was just weird. It was I think it was him and S.E. Berry, that whole drama. So yeah, nope, I'm cool. I'm really not even interested in doing, like I said, interviews. I like being in my bubble, honey, and talking to my tea sippers. We like to conversate here, have a good old funky time, you know what I'm saying, and talk about stuff. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad I didn't either, child. Let's see here. Mimsy sent $19.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Lizbeth De La Cruz sent $4.99, says, love you, T. Hit the like button, everyone. Yes, everybody. We have over 6,000 people in here. Please hit the like button if you guys are enjoying this stream. Wavy Tay, let's see here. He sent $49.99, says, hey, auntie, it's your favorite soldier checking in. Sorry. The Epstein files that Pam Bondi released was a bunch of BS. Almost everything was blacked out. It's sad that we have created a culture where PDF files are more protected than our children. It's just sad. Yes. You know, it was nonsense. And I have a feeling why it was blocked out. I'm not even going to go there, but it was blocked out for a reason. And half the stuff that they released was shit we already knew anyway. So let's keep that real. There was no new tea. It was blocked out to protect people in high places. And I'm going to leave it at that. But thank you so much for the super chat, love. I appreciate you. Let's see here. So we're going to go back. Let me go back to the topic here because I'm not done with Mr. Pelletier. So I had to bring y'all the receipts, okay? So you guys just heard those two Hawaiian women say, oh, he's the best and, you know, he's a good captain and, you know, all this stuff. So let's go back to 2023 because there was a lot of people investigating his connections because some people thought it was very weird that he went from one big tragedy in 2017 to the Maui fires. So we're going to watch 2 TikToks of these girls blasting him. And they were like news articles. So I'm glad that I was able to find them because they were news articles and news reports at the time basically talking about John Pelletier and how he was treating the staff, you know, being like the new Maui captain or whatever. So we're going to watch this really quick. Give me just a second. Okay. All right.
Maui Police Department not only had to experience and is still going through all this madness of Lahaina fires, he also was one of the first responders to the mass, you know, in Las Vegas where Jason Aldean was performing. You see, that's why I question things, because there's a lot of questions, right? And it's usually all connected. So let's see what Mr. Captain, let's check into him.
What some say is a hostile work environment.
This all comes after months of complaints about how low morale at the Maui Police Department is happening. Some say the climate is pushing many officers to consider leaving the force. KITV4's Ali Duklo has new details.
So remember, this was in 2023. So a lot of these hostile work environment claims were going on between like when he first got there. So I want to say like maybe 2022-ish. But those other ladies in 2025 are saying, oh, he's had a perfect record. He's a good officer. Something is not adding up. So we're going to finish watching these news clips here.
New details about the ongoing strife at MPD.
Maui Police Chief John Pelletier has been on the job for about 7 months now and has racked up 7 official work environment complaints. The employees who filed the grievances don't want to speak out because of fear of retaliation, but former ranking officers speaking on their behalf tell me one involves a woman who was cursed at during a meeting and that working under Pelletier has led her and several others to seek help from psychiatrists and anxiety medication.
It was no leadership, it was a dictatorship.
Kai also retired early because of Pelletier's management. Holokai and Hankins agree the internal friction at MPD is unprecedented. For Holokai, he believes the stress of working under Pelletier even took a physical toll on him.
In about 2 months, I lost about 15 to 20 pounds working on him.
Hearing the complaints from employees at MPD, the police union surveyed 60% of its personnel back in April, with a third of them reporting they are thinking of leaving within the next 2 years. Many citing morale as a top reason for considering a departure. The Maui Police Department is already 100 officers short.
The results were quite alarming.
Workers surveyed also gave Pelletier poor scores on 12 out of 13 categories. One question asks whether the chief fosters strong morale, with most responding not very well.
But he's still the chief, so.
So y'all heard that. Does the chief foster strong morale? Most of the people in the department said no. And now we fast forward to 2025 and he's in this Diddy lawsuit. So something ain't right. So let's go ahead and watch this other clip here I have.
My deep dive into Maui Police Chief John Pelletier, so you know I had to do a part 2. I fact-checked a lot.
Again, this video came out in 2023.
A lot of your comments on that video, and a lot of you were right. Let's dive into those comments. I can confirm that the 1-year residency requirement was waived for John Pelletier. He is from Las Vegas, Nevada. He was selected by a subcommittee of police commissioners who picked him over a few locals who had a lot of policing and administrative experience. The reason why they were looking for a new police chief is because the old police chief was retiring under some sketchy circumstances. After years of service, Tivoli Famu, and I'm so sorry if I'm butchering his last name, retired after an inquiry into a hit-and-run incident and a critical annual job review from the commissioners. So now we know for sure how John Pelletier got in there. And not only did he bypass locals for this job, he got a 29% pay raise, like practically right off the bat. That leads me to ask the question yet again, with all this experience and praise, how did he allow so many people to be trapped in a fire zone just to avoid down power lines? Like, the options are potentially get electrocuted inside your car or have a certain death in a raging fire. Where is the logic? Also, some locals were saying that there wasn't even any power. Another question that you guys had was, who failed to discipline him after multiple Maui PD officers made complaints against him? Surprise, surprise, the Maui Police Commission again. They said that disciplinary action was not warranted because a third-party investigation occurred and the third-party investigators stated that the claims were unsubstantiated. Now let's talk about the things that I couldn't fully fact check but are still very interesting. Number 1, people keep saying he's also the coroner. I could not fact check that anywhere. I don't know if he's the coroner. And if you have real information to believe that he is the coroner, drop it below because that would be insane.
Yeah, that was a strong rumor during the Maui fires that they were saying that he was also the coroner and that he was in charge of the bodies. So it was a lot. It was a lot going on in 2023 during the whole thing. But I just wanted to play you guys a snippet of that. So let me come back on the screen here. So as you see, for me, when I look at this latest Diddy case with the names being named, his name is what's very suspicious to me. Because they just said that he didn't have to go through the same routes as other people who were there in the police department, other Hawaiians. He was the first non-Hawaiian to get that position. So did they move him from Vegas to Hawaii because of other things? Because in this Diddy lawsuit, they're saying that he was also involved, you know, in the trafficking, and he was literally there by Diddy's side, almost like a paid officer. So I'm going to read you guys the part here in the lawsuit where she goes for help and he comes and she believes he's a fake officer. But before I do that, let me scroll up. I want to show y'all the picture of John Pelletier and Diddy. Like they're in the same vicinity together. Like, what are the odds? Okay. Y'all see this? That's him back there. And that's Diddy. So, again, they've definitely been around each other. And then here goes a picture of Druski and Odell. They've hung out before. They got Jaguar Wright's mugshot in here, like they couldn't have found a regular picture of her. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of this here. Give me just a second. Okay. Let me see, I wrote down the timestamp, page 35. Okay. I got to scroll down a bit. Oh, yeah, this is, for y'all who don't know, this is Big Homie CC. And he's done videos with Jaguar Wright as well. Think on like the blue couch. Okay. So I'm going to read the part about Pelletier because everybody knows all the Druski, Odell stuff. This is the part that's interesting to me here. So Diddy then chased the plaintiff down the stairs and attempted to push her, but she's already at the bottom of the stairs, gained her footing, and wielded a knife at the defendant, Diddy grazing him in the abdomen. Hearing the commotion, defendant KK and Brandy emerged, and defendant KK began administering first aid to defendant Diddy for the injuries caused by the plaintiff. The plaintiff tried to make a quick dash for the exit, but was started by another defendant, Doe. After a period of time, the plaintiff was able to abscond from the defendant Doe due to the fact that first aid commotion with defendant Diddy and was able to run down the street. So basically, she cut Diddy to get up out the house. So at 123, line 123, they're saying once the plaintiff made it onto the street and began yelling loudly for someone to call the police, defendant Doe, who is now caught up with plaintiff, advised plaintiff that he was an undercover cop. To this day, the plaintiff is unsure of the truth or the falsity of that statement. The same neighbor again emerged from his residence, asking what was transpiring. Just as the plaintiff was attempting to answer, gunshots began being fired in the plaintiff's direction. The plaintiff fled to the car, where the neighbor was also taking over and lost sight of defendant Doe. The plaintiff then heard a SUV screeching and speeding, leaving the residence. Plaintiff then entered the home of the neighbor, who informed her that he had already called the police. Plaintiff informed the neighbor that it was Sean Combs who arred her and shot at them, but the neighbor was unaware of who the defendant Diddy was. Shortly thereafter, the sheriff from the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department arrived at the neighbor's home. The plaintiff identified the person who arrived at the neighbor's home posing as the Contra Costa sheriff was defendant Pelletier. So that is strange to me, that this man from the Las Vegas situation, the Maui wildfires, was also the police officer that was involved with this Diddy situation. So then they go on to say the plaintiff told the defendant Pelletier, believing that he was the sheriff from the local police department, that she had been violently gang-arred by defendant Diddy and others, and that she did not have her clothes, phone, purse, car keys, or cell phone. Defendant Pelletier, falsely posing as a Contra Costa sheriff, told the plaintiff and the neighbor that they had received several noise complaints prior to the neighbor's call and instructed the plaintiff to find a way to get home. The sheriff, Pelletier, did not offer to take the plaintiff home, nor did he call for emergency services, including ambulance, nor any offer to take plaintiff to the hospital, nor did he offer any help to plaintiff to recover her clothes or effects from the defendant's Shane's residence. The Contra Costa sheriff have confirmed that the police report that was made that night by plaintiff Ferrum. The Contra Costa sheriffs have refused to release any information related to the complaint on that night in question to any source, despite numerous attempts made via the Freedom of Information Act. So they're basically saying that this police department has confirmed that a police call was made and that an officer, went to the home, but they won't release the information. And they've been trying to fight to get the information, and they're not releasing it. Then they go on to say the plaintiff observed defendant Pelletier hand something to the neighbor, what looked to be an envelope, at the door. As the defendant Pelletier exited, the neighbor went to a nearby room and quickly returned empty-handed. Plaintiff believes that the envelope contained cash. The neighbor offered to let plaintiff sleep on the couch until she could figure out a way to get her possessions from the home, but the plaintiff declined. Uneasy and unsure about the exchange with the police, the neighbor and the police, and only remained at the neighbor's residence for a short period of time once the defendant Pelletier, posing as a Contra Costa law enforcement, left. So this took place around March 26, 2018. So the whole situation is insane. If you read the whole lawsuit, I did read the whole thing. It literally sounds like a movie. It comes off like a movie. But again, like they always say, truth is stranger than fiction. So again, I'm not saying that any of these people are guilty. It's not my job. I'm going to let it play out in court. But what I am saying is that I find it very strange that this police officer has been tied to so many big incidences. And I remember all of the drama that surrounded him during the Hawaii fires in Maui, the Lahaina fires. So that's the part that I find very, very strange. You know, and who's to say? You never know what's going on in these neighborhoods. You know, how do we know that the whole neighborhood could be involved? It could be one of them, you know, neighborhoods where people get down like that. You know, especially with trafficking being big. She may think that it's just a regular neighbor, but who's to say that that neighbor may not be involved or, you know what goes on at Diddy's house? Because if there were bullets being fired, why weren't there more police? Why was he the only officer sent? And especially in like a high-end neighborhood. The neighborhood would be ransacked with police officers. So it's the whole story is very strange, especially the part about, I believe it was a mother and son that would traffic from Las Vegas with Jaguar Wright and the other lady to California, and then they ended up at Diddy's house. I mean, like I said, the whole, if you read the whole lawsuit, it sounds like a movie. It literally does. But it's just crazy. Just a bunch of deviant nonsense. But yes, I just wanted to touch on that and let you guys know about that situation concerning Diddy and John Pelletier. So I would say if you have not read the full lawsuit, definitely read the full lawsuit. But again, I'm going to wait for everything to play out in the court of law. But I don't put nothing past anybody. Yaya said, drain the swamp. I agree. I remember when everything was happening with the movie industry and, you know, the music industry was so quiet. But all these industries are corrupt. So let me go ahead and read some more super chats here. I've been on for almost an hour. Okay. Mandarins91 says, I made it. Love you, T. I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you. Tiniest Little Kiwi says, hey, T. I hope everything is well. Did you see Bad Baby's diss track that dropped 30 minutes ago? Did you also see that China and Canada are beefing too? Yes. I did see that Canada and China are beefing. I didn't know that Bad Baby dropped another diss track. But I would say the one that Alabama dropped was way harder than the one that Bad Baby dropped. I'll say that. I liked it, Alabama's diss track. But I could care less about either one of them. I think they're both, you know, attention seekers. But I'll check it out when I get some time. Let's see here. Miss Jess Empress and $6.99. She says, Miss you T, glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Lottie Live sent $5. Says, keep it up. Thank you so much. Nardos sent a super sticker. Thank you. Kimberly Wright says, the son and mother are no other than Wade Robson. He and James State Chuck sued the MJ estate. Wait, the mother and son is Wade Robson? Oh, I didn't know that. This is insane. What in the world is going on here? I remember the whole Neverland thing, the leaving Neverland and that whole stupid scandal. I'm putting in Wade Robson and Diddy. Diddy sex trafficking. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's, as I'm Googling it, that ties him to the Diddy situation. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. If it is them, that's crazy, but I'm not seeing where, unless you have the receipts, the links, I'm not seeing it when I Google. But that would be insane. If it's Wade Robson, yeah, I'm not going to trust their story at all, because he's been proven to be a liar, point blank. Let's see here. Just says, T.I. was booted when you switched payment systems. I sent several emails with no response. Send another email. Send another email and I'll get it over to Marquis. Let's see here. Majestic95 says, hey T, it's my 30th birthday and it just got a little better with your live. Well, happy 30th birthday. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're enjoying your birthday today. Let's see here. J-Dub sent $4.99, says, first live and super chat, started watching during COVID. My husband listens now. He always says, what's your girl Lovely T talking about? That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So let's go ahead and talk about, because I got about an hour left. I'm trying to hang in there. So we got to get on this whole DDG Halle Bailey situation. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all know I'm not really a fan of neither one of them. I think they're both narcissists. I've said this before in the past that in order to date somebody like a DDG, you have to have something in common. There's something in common there. There's a commonality. And I think people try to act like she's just so innocent because she's a Disney princess. Who gives a shit? She's grown. You know, people act like she's like a pregnant teen. This lady's close to 25 than she is 20. I believe that the moves that they make, a lot of it is for attention, content, and now that they're not together, you know, they're fighting over this poor baby. And what's very interesting, so let me take it back to earlier in the week, because I believe that this baby situation is being used because they were getting drugged. So for y'all who don't know, there was a young girl named Tiffany Rose. She went viral on TikTok around the first week of March. She was doing a story time. And in that story time, she was talking about how she worked at a high-end retail store. And she told a story about how a celebrity couple came in there, basically bought a $6,000 Bottega jacket, and the guy wore it in a music video and everything, and bragged about it, and then tried to return the jacket. And so when they tried to return it, she was saying, no, you can't return it. It smells like cologne and you wore it already. No. And Miss Halle started like going off on her and saying, that, you have to take the jacket back and all this nonsense, this entitlement, because she got commission based off of the sale of that jacket. So if they returned that jacket, she wouldn't be, she wouldn't have her money. They would take that commission back. She has bills to pay. Y'all are supposed to be so rich, but y'all are, attacking this girl job. You're attacking her. And then what ended up happening is that they went to their followers, showed the receipt, and the receipt clearly had the girl's name, the store, the location, and said that the girl was racist. Again, the girl never mentioned their name initially, but once she said that, because when I was listening to the story, I'm like, oh yeah, I know who this is, because I did a video breakdown on this. Remember when Halle was pregnant, claiming that she wasn't pregnant and all this other nonsense? They did the same thing to that Russian lady. They lied on the Russian lady who herself was pregnant and claimed because Halle and Chloe were late. They were over like an hour and a half late, and the lady did not want to work. She was like, I'm not doing it. Y'all are late. This is disrespectful. We have other clients. They lied and said that the lady was racist, her and DDG. And all their fans went to go attack the lady at the nail shop, negative bomb them. They sent the lady death threats, and this lady was pregnant. And not to mention, the whole hiding of the pregnancy never sat well with me. Y'all wanted to hide the baby. Cool, I get it. You want your piece. But my issue was her gaslighting people who are like, well, you look kind of pregnant. Your nose is a little bit bigger. And what did she say to people? Oh, you guys are disrespecting African features. You guys are, it's featureism. What? All because you don't want to just be a grown adult and say that you're pregnant? You try to gaslight your own fans and say that they're making fun of your black features when your nose did spread like a bell pepper? Like what is this? So to me, I've been over them. But we're going to go ahead and watch the video of Tiffany Rose explaining what went down with DDG and Halle. So I'm bringing all this up, okay? I'm tying this all in a nice package for y'all. I'm bringing this up because I can't talk about what's going on with the baby situation without bringing y'all to last week. Because this is what they were fighting last week. Because they were being blasted and drugged on the internet for their behavior. Yeah, I mean, why get mad? When you're pregnant, your features do get bigger. And instead of her just being honest, she tried to make it look like, oh, black people don't like black features. Like, what are you talking about? I don't like the gaslighting. And I'm not fooled by the sweet Disney voice and that sweet voice don't fool me. I know a narcissist when I see one. So let me, what the hell is this? I'm trying to get on my little screens. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's go ahead and watch this here. I wonder if there's a better browser. Hold on. Some of the browsers are better. Let me see if this is a better browser. No, that's, let's see. Okay.
Work at my old job. I want to do a story time on a very famous rapper who tried to ruin my career and ruin my life. I worked at a department store, men's designer specifically, and I was commission based. I was working one day when a man approached me asking for help picking out a jacket for his music video. He was very nice. We ended up picking him a green Bottega jacket, most beautiful jacket I've ever seen. It was about $6,000. He bought it, he left. My coworker came up to me and was like, do you know who that is? I said, no. They showed me his Instagram and I ended up following him. He had a lot of followers. I'm like, this is gonna be cool. He's shooting a music video on this. I would love to see that. It's great. So he ends up shooting the video. The jacket looked amazing. The video was cool, good song, good.
Come on, yeah, we have to stop this. Can we change our smoke detector battery? Are y'all not scared that if something happens in y'all's apartment, y'all smoke detector is not working? Like, why is this a thing? And it's not just her. I have family members like this. Just, are we supposed to ignore the chirping in the background? Like, it's so annoying. Change the smoke detector battery. It is not that difficult. Good God, all this chirping got my head hurting, but we're gonna continue on.
Good energy, yeah, awesome. Well, not awesome. A week later, I see him walk in with his girlfriend, baby mama now. Now that I no longer work at my old job, she was starring in a very big, well-known Disney movie at the time, so she was very popular at this time. Well, they wanted to return the jacket. I had to tell them, no, you cannot do that. It was not fun. We ended up going back and forth over this, and I had to tell him 3 reasons I could not return this jacket. The first reason was it was smelling like cologne, very strong cologne scent. The second reason, it smelled a lot like smoke, and neither of these reasons were good enough for either of them. They were going back and forth. I told him that it's worn. The third reason, it was worn. He looked at me and he said, you cannot prove that. And I said, actually, I can. And I pulled out my phone, pulled out the video, and I said, this you? He was speechless. He was speechless, and his girlfriend did not like that. She said, this is extremely unprofessional. This is something that you do to all of your clients. Like, she was starring in, like, just very, very livid. And I explained to her, you guys are public figures, very well known. He told me he was shooting a music video. This is a public video posted on YouTube. Yes, I saw it. Yes, I pulled it up because I am commission based. I know it was worn. I cannot take back this jacket. It is a $6,000 jacket. It is against our return policy. I am not able to accept this. I could get in trouble. It's like just very, very livid. And I explained to her, you guys are public figures, very well known. He told.
All right, boom. I get out of jail. Whoop, whoop, bam. Right?
Okay. I thought I had the. Hold on. Because I want to play the part where they end up basically telling all the followers to go and attack her. And so what ends up happening is that they say that she's racist and all this other stuff. So they didn't show the whole clip. Let me see if I can. Do I still have it on here? Hold on. Let me see. Instagram. I think I have her full Instagram because I want y'all to get the full context. So give me just a second here. Let me see if this is the.
Now that I no longer work at my
Okay, yeah, because I want y'all to like really hear the part, but let me see if I can fast forward a little bit.
They ended up leaving. My manager said.
Okay, yep, I found it. We're gonna watch her TikTok. Cause y'all have to, cause he's gonna try and play it off in his response like it was no big deal. No, we're gonna get the full context. I hate the fact that she has a smoke detector thing going on. It's giving me a headache, but I'm gonna soldier through it, okay? Yeah, please change y'all smoke detector batteries. It ain't that. I mean, it's not that hard. All right, so we're gonna listen to this part.
Said no, he had my back. They went to different departments, tried to return it. It was denied all over the store. They ended up winning. It sucks, but they went to a different location and returned it. It's fine. I expected it to be returned, just not by me. I didn't care because I did not want to get in trouble. I did not want to take the heat for that. It's a big no-no to return designer stuff. I guess that wasn't enough for him because he took to his social media to post the receipt of this jacket. And with the receipt, he wrote a very crazy message. With this receipt, it showed my first name, the first initial of my last name, where I worked, the address of where I worked in the department.
So basically, they doxed this young girl because she was simply doing her job. Okay, these so-called rich celebrities came in there, bought a Bottega jacket, used it, wore it, and then wanted to bring it back. And she said no, and her manager agreed with her. And so then they decided to dox her, just like they did that Russian lady who was pregnant, who they lied on. And when she told her side of the story, it was because Chloe and Halle were over an hour late and they had to get to other paying customers. But because they were celebrities, they demanded that they still get their mani-pedis. And they told them no, and they couldn't handle it. So to me, this is narcissistic behavior on both of their parts.
And in that photo, he said my first name, all of that information, and said I was racist, and I called him the N-word with a hard R. I did not do this. I had 3 coworkers there, 2 of which were black, my assistant manager, and if I had done this, I would have been immediately fired. I worked a year after that. The store manager ended up apologizing to me for what he put me through. It created a month of harassment. 1 month of his fan base, to his millions of followers, going to social media, to Yelp, to Instagram, to TikTok, calling me racist. They started showing up at the store in groups looking for me. It was very scary. They started calling the phones, and if I answered, I was being cussed at, yelled at, threatened.
Imagine the fans are going to the store looking for this girl. They're calling the store, harassing her, cussing her out. Like, some of you fans also need a life. Some of y'all are sheeps. Y'all go harder for celebrities that you don't know. DDG and Halle Bailey wouldn't spit on you if you was on fire. But y'all are sitting here harassing a stranger who was doing her job over a celebrity. As if their money is trickling down to you, as if their money is paying your rent and putting food in your refrigerator. Like, some of these fans are just straight sheeps, and they need to be blasted as well. It's disgusting.
Threatened. I had to be walked to my car when I left because, like, the groups would be kicked out and they'd still be waiting. They found my social media, and it did not die down for a month, and maybe over a month. It was very damaging, and I thought it was insane behavior because you are abusing your platform to try and ruin somebody's life who is just doing their job. I thought that was the craziest, most erratic thing in the entire world. It turns out that they ended up doing this to somebody else. The girlfriend's sister and him, the rapper, ended up going to a nail salon and doing something very similar and calling this lady racist, but she ended up telling her side of the story, and they were called out for it very publicly. I can't get over this because they came in with an AP watch, Disney money, fighting me, wanting to return a jacket. I am just doing my job. I cannot take this jacket back. Like, it's my job, and you're trying to ruin my life and say very damaging, real accusations for what? Over a jacket you ended up winning. Like, why are you trying to ruin my life, my career? Like, that's sick behavior. That is crazy, and I think it's crazy that he has such a big platform to this day that he's able to do that, and that they will probably do this again.
All right, she's done with her rant. I can't take that smoke detector. That beefing is just annoying to me. So now let's go back and listen to what DDG said. Because then, so after this went viral, this was like the talk of TikTok all last week, right? So I'm trying to keep up with the tea as I'm, still sick. His response at first was just nasty, dismissive. Then he started getting drugged more. Then he wanted to kind of, explain his side more. So we're going to finish watching that part. Hold on. This one. I want to make sure I pull up the right clip. Okay. All right, here we go.
I fuck around and I goes to the store and I go buy this jacket, right? When I want to return the shit, this girl gonna pull up my Instagram. That's what threw me off, because I'm like, damn, because I'm lit. I can't do what niggas been doing for ages. Everybody else can do this shit, but nigga, I do it. It's a problem. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, what's the issue? She talking crazy or whatever, boom, boom, being all rude, whatever the fuck. I'm like, all right, bet, cool. I'm gonna go to another store. I took it back. I didn't want to spend $5,000 on a weak ass jacket. When a rapper does a music video, right? They pay a stylist to do what? Go pick up clothes, and then what do? Return it. Nigga, when these rappers be wearing these clothes, they don't keep them damn clothes, bro. They get them bitches back to the stylist, and then the stylist go take it back. Now, if the jacket was hard, now I got expensive pieces. Don't get it fucked up. Like, it's been times where I done spent $10,000. All right, boom, I get out of jail, whoop, whoop, bam. $10,000 just on clothes for a video, and I obviously kept the shit. But the jacket was just ass. Like, I wasn't gonna make myself keep a jacket that I didn't like. $10,000 just on clothes for a video, and I obviously...
But my thing is, if the jacket was ass, why even get the jacket? Because you want to be seen in a music video with a $6,000 jacket on that you didn't like or that you knew that you weren't going to keep. It's tacky, and it comes off like, theft of services. You used it as a one-time thing. And people, wear stuff and return stuff all the time. And this is why now a lot of return policies are changing. Where a lot of stores are not taking things back, or they're only giving in-store credit, because so many people have taken advantage of stuff like this, especially people on social media who, they'll go and wear all this expensive stuff and, go shopping in the Louis Vuitton store and everything else. And, oh, look at my Louis Vuitton haul. And then they'll turn around and return everything back. It's insane. So, okay, so I had to play that for y'all. He was trending for this. This was a big thing on social media last week. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, he starts tweeting about how he can't see his son. And he wants to see his son. And Halle's keeping him, from his son. A mess. Let me pull up this video here.
Just having fun on the internet. I don't really like talking about real life shit, but I feel like I have to. And it's getting to a point where I feel like I'm honestly getting bullied, you know, when it comes to me just wanting to just be a dad. Y'all know how much like I love Halo. It's literally the best thing that ever happened to me. And this is literally my last resort. I feel like I don't have no type of like shit hurt, bro. Like I don't have no type of say so. And I keep getting this word thrown around like this is, I don't give a fuck if this make me seem childish. I just want to be able to see my son when I want to see my son, take my son when I want to take my son. Like, I don't care if this make me look childish. Y'all know I like doing like, if I look like I'm on the internet crazy, whatever the fuck, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody thinks. I literally just want to be in my son's life. And I feel like I'm getting bullied. I'm constantly being called a secondary parent, not a primary parent. And it's like, I just don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what to do. And if I look like I'm on the internet, I don't give a fuck about hanging around no girls. I want to be around my son. Like, I don't want to be on no blogs and no shit like that, nigga. I'm just trying to kick it. But I gotta do shit like this. Now I gotta go to court, do all this extra shit when it ain't even gotta be like that, bro. But today was my last straw. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all, if y'all was watching me stream yesterday, y'all know I'm like, all right, I wasn't even gonna stream today. I'm like, I ain't streaming today. I'm gonna be with my son. I planned my whole day to be with him. My whole day was around that. And then I get there and I'm kicked out of the crib, can't see him, whatever. Mind you, we have our own lives. Like, she got her own shit going on. I got my own shit going on in terms of who we fuck with. Like, we not together whatsoever. We not boyfriend and girlfriend. So it ain't got nothing to do with the content. Ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I've been dealing with this forever where I feel like I'm a secondary parent. And I know a lot of dads out there go through this shit. Some type of, don't give a fuck about hanging around no girls. Something going on in my life. I've been doing really good. I've been keeping my head down, just working, waking up every day, working, dealing with this shit on the same breath. Nobody will really know. And she got this fucking golden image that I've also protected. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Y'all peep that? She has this golden image that I've also protected. I told y'all a long time ago, they're one and the same. It's just an image. She's no different than him. But we're going to keep going.
I'm going to keep doing that because I'm a real nigga. But this shit is foul, bro. Like, if I want to come get my son, I should be able to get my son. Plain and simple. And I wasn't even coming to take him. Like, today, I wasn't even going to take him out because he's sick. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just grab my son and go hang out with him downstairs. Me and her don't really speak like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to take my son, go hang out downstairs. Whoop. I'm getting kicked out. No. Because I don't get the chance to be a dad when I want to be a dad. Like, you think I don't give a fuck about hanging around no girls. I want to be around my son. You feel me? But since I can't be around my son, I'm obviously going to work. I'm not finna sit in the crib, look at the wall and cry about the shit, you know? I'm going to go work. So it's like every single day or every other day, I'm trying to see him. I'm trying to get him to come over or whatever. I never get him dropped off. I always go pick him up. I live far as shit. So I'm driving hours to go get him, and then I get there and I can't get him. Or I can't see him. My son is sick right now. I want to see my son. I want to hold my son. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I just want to comfort him. I want to put him in the shower, get some steam in his nose so he can feel better. I don't get the chance to do that. I get pinned against the wall, and then everything else is variables on why I can't see my son. You feel me?
Then he says, I've been fighting to see my son for months. Now, shout out to all the dads who try their best to be there. This shit sucks. Oh, let me come back on the screen here. All right, so You know, I think it is sad if he wants to see his son and he's not able to see his son. But, sir, did you try going to court? Now, I'm going to play another video where he does explain that, where he explains that he doesn't want to go to court. I think the problem is this, right? I would have more sympathy if his son wasn't always being showcased in his vlogs, if he didn't use his son as like a prop, as you know, as content. I think I would have more sympathy. But the fact it just seems like he's constantly using his son for content. I don't deny I don't deny that he loves his son. Like, you can tell he loves the shit out of his son. He loves being a father. But I also feel like the issue that's coming on with both of them, I think initially she was cool with it too, because she also uses the baby for content. Let's keep it real. They both do it. She always has the baby on her Snapchat as well. And, you know, every month she's throwing him a birthday party. You know, like, oh, he's 7 months today. Happy 7-month birthday. I don't get it, but she uses the baby for content as well. And I think part of it is that it's just starting to be a bit much. I think for her, she's probably burnt up with the camera being in their face and them having to, you know, protect this image for both of them, like they're a good family, like they're co-parenting. Because I thought up until now, they were at least co-parenting. But he said they don't even speak. But my thing is, if y'all are not in a good space, you're not going to be in my house in the basement. You're just not. If you're coming to get the child, then you come and get the child. But if the child is sick, it doesn't make any sense for the child to leave if the child is sick. And then I think she came out and said the baby had RSV, which is very serious. You know, so I'm not saying that the dad can't take care of the child when sick, but it's a difference if the child just has a cold. But if the child is battling RSV, you don't want to be moving him and having him in a car and you're saying that you live several hours away. It's one thing if he was like 15 minutes, 20 minutes up the street, but if he had to drive 2 hours to get home or 3 hours, however far he lives from her, he doesn't need to be in a car seat that long when he's not feeling good. But there should have been some type of communication, because my thing is this: why did he drive 2 to 3 hours from his home to Halle's house? And it seems like there was no communication. Did you just show up? Did you let her know that you were coming? Because she doesn't owe you to stay in her home. Y'all are not together. And I think the problem is, like with some guys, they feel like because you have a baby by them, they still have access to you. They can still come in your home and lay up and chill and, you know, eat the baby snacks and shit. No, get your son, get these snacks and go on about y'all's business. I'll see y'all in a few hours. Like, you don't get to walk around my home. Or, you know, get mad that there's no family pictures in that. We're not a family. I don't have to have pictures of you in my home. For what? Because my kids live here? Like, you know, like you have guys who really think that. So you just gonna take down the family pictures? We're not a family. You can have pictures in your home with the baby, but I'm not about to be in here, you know, sad and depressed. We done broke up and I got to keep looking at us when we were together. No, absolutely. All them pictures go in the box. Okay, like, for real. Some guys really feel like, you know, you're wrong because you take down the family pictures. We were not a family. Now, if we was together, we was married, that's one thing. You know, so I think part of it, he's upset. He wants to still have access to her. But you know damn well, if the shoe was on the other foot and Halle pulled up to his house unannounced to come over there, even if she's coming to get the baby, it would be an issue. He'd probably make her wait, you know, in the driveway and meet her at the car. He wouldn't want her walking out through his home because he probably got some girls up there. Who knows? So, I mean, he has to give her the same respect that he wants from her. But I definitely feel like they both play games. You know, they both use this baby and this attention seeking and, you know, this... They use these situations for content as well. Because like I said, just last week, they was getting drug about the jacket situation. And now all of a sudden, this woe is me, I can't be a father. That's interesting timing. But let's go on. We're going to watch a few more videos of DDG. Make sure I have... Okay, so This is the one where he talks about why he doesn't want to take her to court. And I get it. You know, I get it. If we can keep the white man out of our business, then let's talk like two civil adults and figure out, you know, the days that the kids can come. You know, we should be able to do it because, again, when everybody was fucking and getting pregnant, y'all didn't need the white man in the bedroom. You didn't need the white man there to tell you how to hit it from the back or how to ride that thing. So why do we now need the white man to be like, objection, order in the court, I need time with my son? We should be able to come to an agreement as adults and work out our own visitation, work out our own support system. But unfortunately, you know, some of y'all are immature and, you know, sometimes the white man got to get involved. I'm just saying. You know, it'd be nice if everybody could be mature. You know, I agree. You know, if y'all can talk about it, definitely talk about it. But I don't know, his maturity level. So let's go ahead and watch this here.
Because it's going to get extremely messy and it don't have to happen. And it's going to get to a point where, nigga, it ain't no way. Appreciate that fire gifted, Cardi. But it ain't going to go how I think is in like her best interest to not want to go to court either. When we can just have a clear understanding. All right, cool. Like I want to pick my son up, take him to dinner. If you really want him, I'll bring him right back. It's not a problem. We go to court, the judge gonna give me some time. And when I got the time, nigga, I'ma do whatever I want with my son. When y'all see me streaming with girls and shit, y'all don't never see my son around, do you? I would never do that. Ever. My content has nothing to do with me being a father. I purposely separate him from any of that. I want to is because it's gonna make her unhappy. Cause ain't gonna be no, I'm not getting no public defender. You feel me? I don't want to do that. And then the judge be like, oh, we see, nigga, you a great ass dad. We never see this from black folks. This is a rarity. Get this nigga the whole summer.
Sir, stop. There are plenty of good black fathers. You're not the first, nor are you going to be the last. Like, let's stop. Let's stop pushing the narrative that all black fathers are deadbeats and they're not there. You are not the first great father. I think he's a decent father. I think he's a good father. He loves his son, but let's not act like you're an anomaly. Let's stop pushing that narrative.
Now what? Like, we don't need that. When we can just be like, all right, cool, we get cool, everything's smooth, boom. He ain't even got to be that. That's the reason I don't want to go to court. Y'all would never see.
Or do you not want to go to court because they're going to put an order in that says you can't film with that baby 24/7? Let's keep it real. I think that's really why you don't want to go to court. Because you may not be able to film with him because he's been a majority of your content.
But it is what it is, man. That's the life. That's the real life behind the entertainment, the content. I really don't care what nobody have to say. Half the people that were speaking on my situation in a negative way don't even have kids. They don't have kids. I seen there was a lot of people that don't even like, you know. It's a lot of niggas that's not even like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all get what I'm trying to say. I ain't trying to get canceled. But you niggas ain't gonna have kids. So how can y'all speak on my situation? I don't understand. Like, I just didn't understand it. It's like, I get y'all fans.
Okay, I get that gay men can't get each other pregnant, but I'm sure gay men, they're here because they had a father in their life. Maybe not a father in their life per se, but they got here with a man and a woman. So they understand what a father should be. People are going to have opinions regardless of their sexuality. He's silly for that.
Fans and stuff, but y'all are making it worse by being irrational. Like, the shit y'all saying.
All right, so now we're going to watch this clip where he comes on, he says that Blueface basically was right about his future.
Tell my future in a way, because, you know, even though I ain't no damn Crip or no blood or no shit, we both black, we both grew up in struggling environments, we both experienced things, we both, you know what I'm saying, had kids. He had a kid before me, so he was able to give me, like, it could have missed. I could have been married. I could have been, you know, did everything the correct way, but it's unfortunate that didn't happen, but it ended up being the same circumstances. It be like that, you know? Sometimes we live the same lives in a way. So all that clip really made me understand it.
See, I don't plan on having a baby mama. What you mean? You don't never I'm not gonna have no baby mama, bro. Whoever I have a kid with, she's with me for life. It ain't. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody.
It all starts like that.
Exactly how you think, nigga. I'm not.
Sometimes the kid break y'all up, bro. Sometimes the kid be the reason y'all break up.
How the kid gonna break me?
Still doing our part, huh? Nah, the kid gonna break you up because her emotions gonna get to rising. She might feel like she got something to hold against you, so she gonna be acting different. She might be using the kid to boss you around, you know, to keep tabs on you. And then that might cause you to be so stressed out, like, damn, bitch, she like, nope, this, that, you know?
Do it really matter? Do it really matter?
Nah, females are, they petty, bro.
Yes, I know that all girls is
they all like that. It's not just one or two, all of them are petty. So the second y'all get into y'all little situation, y'all little Twitter beef, hey, then the kid.
See, I don't.
Hey, then the kid, it's like, oh, shit.
I can't have no baby mama, bro.
Yeah.
She had a baby by me.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to do that, man.
Bro, I feel like when I have a kid, the whole world gonna stop.
Yeah, your whole world gonna stop.
Think so?
Sure.
I'm a new man.
Yeah, you're gonna be this way you thinking right now. You're gonna be like, fuck that shit. When you ready to leave, you're gonna be ready to leave. Then you're gonna be like, fuck this, man. Fuck. You got a kid? Yeah. Oh, so you know, she gonna become more of a being than a girlfriend.
Oh shit, damn. The whole relationship you had with her.
Right.
Y'all need to be the coolest nigga till y'all have a kid, and then that's something different. For that might change.
I'm a fire sign. I get very passionate. I seem nice online and innocent and everything, but you guys do not know. I will go to battle with my yelling, with my words, everything. And if I gotta yell or check anyone, that's what I gotta do. That's just the way I be. Yeah. But sister is the opposite. Chloe's just nice. So if she has a problem with you, she's gonna.
So that's a video of Chloe and Halle speaking. Let me see. Okay, let me come back on the screen. So, you know, basically they're showing, like, you know, an old video of her saying, like, you know, she'll go off, whatever. Don't let the online persona fool you and stuff like that. And honestly, you know, Blueface seemed to have kind of predicted their future, you know, but again, that's a future when you don't want to work towards something, when you're just, you know, it seemed like after a while, once he got the baby, he just wanted to go and do him. And she clearly wanted the relationship, but people told her, I remember people saying on social media for a long time, you know, that he's too immature. He's too worried about vlogging and being a YouTuber. And I feel like they are one and the same when it comes to certain things with their dispositions, their demeanors and stuff like that. But he's not innocent in this. I think he pokes and he prods and he provokes her as well. Now, there was this whole situation. We can talk about that real quick. The whole Kai Cenat situation that bothered a lot of people. Because she felt like basically what she says goes. And she came online and said that she didn't want her baby there at Kai Cenat's house. And so a lot of people attacked her and was like, you know, the baby is spending time with his father. You don't get to dictate where he takes the child and things like that. And I can agree. Once the baby is with him, the baby's with him. You know, that's their time. But again, why is their time always being filmed? That's the part that's just strange to me. It's like it's constantly being filmed. The baby is constantly being used for content. You know, so once people started attacking her, then she came out and said it was her postpartum and all this other stuff. So we're going to look at this really quick here. Let me use this other. Okay. All right. So Kai Cenat had got the baby all types of gifts. And he said, you know, me and Halo appreciate it. So this was them on the stream.
What does this mean? Wait. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. Okay.
Yes, good size, Shaq. Good size.
So as you guys see, her name was trending, and she had wrote, now this was something she wrote afterwards about postpartum, but she had wrote that she didn't want her baby there. She didn't agree with the baby being there. So that's what they were reading online.
Then we got this right here.
That's good. That's good.
So she says here, hi, everyone. Just so you know, I'm out of town and I don't approve of my baby being on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified. I'm extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people. I am his mother and protector and saddened that I wasn't notified, especially when I am out of town. So then when people drug her for the filth, then she came back and was like, as a woman experiencing severe postpartum, there are boundaries that I wish to be respected. Nobody knows what somebody's going through until they snap. So again, it's just been this constant back and forth with the two of them. Constant. You know, she wants to control stuff. When she's on her Snapchat in front of millions of people, it's not like nobody knows who she is. She has a lot of followers, just like DDG. What is the difference? Both of y'all exploit this baby constantly. You got folks who have kids. The most we've seen is that baby's foot or fist. We don't know nothing else about the baby. So it's like you do the same thing. I feel like they both do the same thing, but then they get mad when each other does it. Because she has her baby all the time on social media. While she's working out, the baby's in there, in the room with her. You know, she's watching videos. So she vlogs her baby a lot as well. She uses that baby for content just as much as he does. But it seems like when he does it, it's an issue. So there's like that, there's a control factor there. I really feel bad for the baby. Let me see, there was another. So yeah, here goes some videos here. Here goes not a video, but here he is. I'm finna take his bottle. And then he started crying because obviously he's still hungry. It's just like everything is just for content. It's just weird. He's trying to eat. You're just going to take his bottle. Then here goes a video of her celebrating his 7th month birthday. Like every month she's throwing a birthday party for the baby.
To you, happy birthday to you. Happy 7-month birthday, dear Halo.
And yes, she has a beautiful voice. Oh, she sings like an angel. Oh, she sings like a siren. Okay, yes, we get that. But they both do, like this baby has not known peace since they brought him to the internet. If she's not singing to him every other month, the daddy's taking away the bottle. It's just weird. It's just weird. Let this child just be a child off of social media. Okay, I think. And then he dropped the diss track. You can't make this up. Now, he done dropped the diss track 2 days ago.
Pissed that it made me sick. Playing games like Twitch, get the green like Kick. And it's not about the money, it's more about the principle. You know I'm rich. Cause a young nigga baby and he getting big, I don't wanna miss. When I'm on the road, I just wanna see my family. Cold word, I need my family. Feeling like I need a Grammy. Oh.
All right, that's enough. All right, y'all. Come back on the screen. You can't make this. He made a diss track towards her. I'm like, you can't make this mess up. Like, make it make sense. So, and then I think yesterday he was hooping and hollering, talking about he wants to go to Lagos, Nigeria. Child. Okay, sir. So, again, that's why I feel like they're one and the same. They both do the same thing. They both want control of this baby. You know, and I see a lot of people saying that, you know, he's a good dad. He's teaching other, you know, young black men to be in their kids' lives. This is great that he puts the baby on camera all the time because it's going to, you know, encourage other black men to be fathers. But is this really realistic, though? Like, is this really a realistic representation of fatherhood? Think about this. What he's shown is not a realistic representation to me. I think he's a good father. I think he loves his baby. I would never take that from him. But the average man, right, the average person his age, because I think he's 24, 23, 24, who has a child, they don't get to just lounge around and vlog all day like a diva. The average 23, 24-year-old, hell, the average 40-year-old father, they're working 40 hours a week to make ends meet. The child is in daycare or with the grandmother. The average parent don't even have time to see their kids on a regular basis, you know, consistently because they're working or in school. So to me, this is not even a real representation. He's 26, 27. Damn, he's that old? Why do they act like they're 23? I didn't know he was that old. He's damn near 30. I mean, I'm not saying it's old, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I thought he was like 22, 23. I didn't know he was 27. He's damn near 30. Oh, this is a big grown man. I thought this boy was like 22 years old. They act like they're teen parents. These are grown. So this man is almost 30. Okay, so at this point, he has a fully developed cortex. I just thought he was just still immature. He's 23. I didn't know he was a grown man like that. Oh, he's 27. Oh, he grown. But anyways, like I said, the point is the average father is not able to sit on camera and vlog all day with their child. You know what I'm saying? And the times that they do have with their child, they're trying to enjoy it. They're not worried about trying to get the perfect angle and make sure the cameraman's right there and, you know, do redos and retakes. They're just trying to live in the moment. And that's the part that's bothersome. It's like, do you ever just live in the moment? It's like everything is a vlog. Everything is, oh, it's me and, you know, the Little Mermaid. It's me and Halo. It's, you know, it's just never him living in the moment. And again, I don't follow his vlogs. I'm sure, you know, maybe there's times where the cameras are off and it's just him and his son, of course. But it just seems like he's constantly, like this baby has just been used as a storyline for both of them. Before this baby, I didn't really hear his name like that. I didn't hear his name like that. And outside of her doing the Little Mermaid, I wasn't really hearing her name like that. And now it's like her name is constantly being attached to drama because of him. Because of all of this stuff. Because she used to never be attached to no real drama. Maybe her sister. I remember her sister was always getting drugged on the internet for like being cringy or whatever. But you never heard anything about Haley. She just kind of chilled and minded her business and sang her songs. But ever since she got with him, it's just been drama, drama, drama. So I don't know. I think at this point, if he's serious about wanting to see his son, then they need to, you know, maybe go to court, you know, figure out the whole visitation thing. But I think the problem is he's constantly making content with the child. And when the baby is sick, the baby needs to get better. She did right as a mother. I think she ended up coming out and saying it too on camera about the baby being sick. And that's what you're supposed to do. Stay home with the baby. So if the baby's home with the mother, let the baby stay with the mom and be okay. So it didn't make any sense to drive that far away and then expect to just stay at her house. He needs to understand boundaries. They're not together. He says it. He's doing him and she's allowed to do her. But then in his diss track, I don't know if y'all caught this, in the diss track, he says, you said you're going to move on, but I know you won't. So him just feeling like he has it like that. Like, you're not going to move on. You going to be there waiting while he sows his royal oats and then maybe decides to come back to her later on. So they're both a mess. They're both a mess. I think at this point, they need to both keep the baby off of the camera. I think, you know, if they end up going to court, that should be part of the court order. Raise the child, live in the moment, and stop using this baby for content. Y'all got the baby out here as a meme and everything else. And which is just weird because the way they did the pregnancy. Imagine if they were as quiet with this baby growing up as they were with the pregnancy. They'd probably still be together. Because I think that's really what's causing a lot of their conflict is social media, is the comments, is everybody having an opinion on their relationship, their baby, things like that. And then they also said he was out here cheating on her. So I don't know, allegedly. I've also heard that on Twitter as well. But yeah, there needs to be boundaries. There's no reason for any child to be on social media all the time. Like for his first birthday, he got him a Ferrari. Or what was it, a Lamborghini? Some high-end car, child. It's like, why? Like it just doesn't make any sense. He can barely walk, but you're getting him a Ferrari. Like you got him that car for social media. You did that as content. The car is clearly for you. And then when people pointed out, you're a hater, you're jealous, your daddy wasn't in your life. So it's just not a good look. But she's stuck with him now, you know, and that's the problem is that, you know, at this point, she knew what he was about. She knew he was a vlogger, YouTuber, you know, and it just, he does not give me like the marriage type, like he really wants to settle down. I feel like his profile blew up even more with Halle. I really do. Because I never even knew who he was. I remember for a while I was calling him DVD. I didn't know who he was until he got with her. And when they were dating, I thought, okay, well, that, you know, that's cute, whatever. You know, she got a man now, cool. But I didn't know his whole backstory and the constant vlogging and, you know, being on social media. So I think that, you know, social media will cause issues in a lot of people's relationships. Because when you're constantly online and putting everything online, you're inviting the world to pick apart your relationship. You're inviting the world to have an opinion on stuff. So she's stuck with him now for the next 18 years at least. So they better figure it out. Come to some type of agreement. Because once you have a baby with somebody, you can unfollow them on Instagram. That means nothing in the real world. That's still your baby's father. You can't unfollow him in the real world. That's still your child's father. You can't just unfollow her. That's still your child's mother. So they need to figure out something. But it was like, even when they broke up, Halle didn't say anything. She was quiet, moved on quietly. He literally went on a hobo tour about the breakup. He turned that into content. It's like, if she's not saying anything, why are you? He was the first one to run to the internet and let people know that they had broken up. Well, I didn't wake up this morning wondering what was going on with y'all's relationship because I don't give a fuck. But thank you for telling me. Hey, y'all, I broke up with Halle. We're going our separate ways. I'm too young to be serious. I just, you know, I wasn't, it was like a full-time job. Meanwhile, she has said nothing. She has moved on peacefully. Now, she might be a terror behind the scenes. Because all these quiet folks, I don't trust them. Y'all thought Papoose was quiet. They said he's a terror behind the scenes. So just because somebody's quiet, that don't mean nothing. But y'all thought Papoose was the most perfect man. They said he's a terror. So I don't know. Good luck to them. That's my order. Good luck to y'all, child. Y'all is stuck for 18 years. Y'all gonna have to figure it out. So let me see how long I've been out here. Ooh, I've been out here almost 2 hours. Okay, so yeah. Let's see here. Let me read some super chats real quick. Anissa, 749, she said, started watching you in 2016 with my oldest, who had just turned 9. And now I got a 2-year-old watching you with me. And he stops crying when he hears your song. Oh, that's so sweet. I love my baby tea sippers. They all know the words to my song. It's so funny. People would send me videos of their kids singing my theme song. That is so sweet. Let's see here. Geisha Artist sent $2, says, I love the hair color tee. Favorite show, beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Anastasia sent 5, says, I'm glad to see you, T. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much, sis. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Crystal Court sent 10, says, Halle played a mean girl effortlessly in Grownish. She may have just been playing herself. Ooh. So I never got into Grownish, so I didn't know she played a mean girl. Yeah, she might have been, you know. A lot of times people will just assume that somebody's, you know, just because somebody's quiet, that they're just the sweetest thing. That don't mean anything. Because there was another video that popped up. Let's see if I have that here. Yeah, this one. This popped up recently on TikTok where she was talking about she's a very jealous girlfriend.
I'm a jealous girlfriend.
Let me show y'all this. So a lot of his fans were posting this video saying this is probably why he left her. Let me see here. TikTok. This one here. And you see it says, it makes sense now. Sorry, DDG. Ciao, bye.
I'm a jealous girlfriend. I'm a territorial girlfriend. All of the above. Where you go? Who are you with? That's me. Oh, how long are you going to be there? Oh, okay. Cool. Good to know.
So that... So like I said, you never know how people are behind the scenes. Yeah, she's a Little Mermaid on camera, but she can be a terror behind the scenes. You don't know. Okay, so like I said, good luck to them. You know, they're still young. They'll figure it out, hopefully. Let's see here. India X says, imagine buying a $6,000 designer jacket and it smells like cologne, cigarettes, and marijuana smoke. They are extremely narcissistic. I agree. And then the fact that they were upset about, you know, her not taking the jacket back, to me is insane. Shy B says, backtracking and pussy popping, I see. Savannah Doll says, they definitely don't take back blow-up mattresses anymore. Ooh. Miss AB says, welcome back, sis. You look beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. India X says, him not being able to see Halo was karma. No, I don't think that was karma. You know, I just really think that the baby was sick, you know, and she wanted to keep him home. Because if he lives far, I'm sorry, if you're coming from 2-3 hours away, you're not coming to get my child while they're sick. That's crazy. Like, I could see if it was like a 10-minute ride, 15-minute ride, maybe 30-minute ride to your house, but 2-3 hours, no. As an adult, you don't want to sit in a car sick for 2-3 hours. So why would a child? Let me see here. Calm and Free sent $2,000 in NGN money. Says, people like to say that Halle dated down by being with DDG, but I believe she attracted who she complimented. She likes to throw stones and hide her hands, and he's an attention whore. They're a perfect fit. I agree. Yeah, I don't think it was dating down, getting with him. Because people forget, DDG, y'all can say what y'all want to. Well, this coach situation is a bad look. But he do got money. He makes a lot of money off of YouTube. And think about it, he doesn't do any serious videos. He does vlogs. So he gets full revenue. It ain't like he's talking about serious topics that affect black people. So he's not getting demonetized. He's getting all his money, you know? So I don't believe in that situation. People say that she dated down. No, I think they're one and the same. Because it's been too many instances, first with the nail lady, And then now with this jacket, situation where their character has been questioned behind the scenes and where they've blasted people, try to get people in trouble, and she was okay with it. And then as soon as she gets caught out, she'll come back and try and gaslight the fans. Just like when everything was going on with the Russian lady, what did she do? She came out and tried to gaslight the fans and say, hey, you guys, talking in that Disney voice, you guys, stop calling their shop. Leave them alone, you guys. It's not that serious. What? But you and your baby daddy got on Beyonce's internet and told folks that these Russian people did you wrong and that they were racist. And now that you're getting backlash because the pregnant Russian lady came out to tell her side, now you're trying to gaslight the fans and say, you guys stop, it's not that serious. Nobody would have known about it if you guys did not bring it to social media. So I believe they're one and the same. But he doesn't have the right to just drop by her house whenever he feels like. They're not together, that's dead. He doesn't have access. He doesn't have the right to just have access to her whenever he feels like. So that's why they have to set boundaries in place. And if those boundaries have to be set in place by a judge, then so be it. But there has to be boundaries put in place. Let's see here. RSVP is contagious. Why not let the baby heal? Exactly. Yeah, that's why I said it's not like the baby had a cold, RSVP is RSV is very serious. Some babies have died from that. That's a very serious illness. So yeah, he didn't need to leave that house. Not at all. That baby needs to get better. Bridget Sam 499 says a lot of stylists shop with stores that allow them to rent pieces. They don't return used clothes. Shake my head. Thank you. Thank you for making that distinction. Because there's plenty of stores in LA and in Atlanta where you can go and rent high-end outfits, high-end dresses, and, top-of-the-line stuff. And they'll let stylists come and pull clothes and then take it back. So, yeah, he could have did that. But again, being cheap, didn't want a budget for a stylist. He thought it was better to just go and buy a $6,000 jacket and then get mad when he couldn't return it. I'm sorry, but if you're buying something that expensive, no returns. You need to make sure that you want that jacket. I didn't know it was that many people doing that. Like returning like super high-end stuff. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I could see returning a shirt from, TJ Maxx or Ross. I didn't know that people was able to return $6,000 items. I was blown away. I went down a whole rabbit hole. And it was a bunch of other retail people who work in high end. And they were all saying the same thing this young lady was saying. And they said a lot of that is because of TikTok. People are feeling like they can't wear the same outfit more than once. Social media is a weird place. Because I tell you all the time, oh, y'all going to see this shit. Y'all going to see this shirt again in probably another month. I have a washer and dryer. And neither one were cheap. I wash my clothes, iron them, and I reuse them and rewear them. You will see this shirt again. I don't understand why we put, on social media, we have all these weird rules that in the real world make no sense. Do you just buy a shirt and throw it in the trash when you're done wearing it? Or do you put it in the washer and dryer and wear it again next week? It's weird. But yeah, I went down that rabbit hole. They said so many people return high-end stuff. I did not know that was a thing. I'd be scared as hell to go back and be like, oh, let me go ahead and return this Louis Vuitton dress that I done wore to an event and been photoed in. But they said people do it all the time. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't be buying it. If you have to return it, you shouldn't have got it. It's one thing if it didn't fit. But even then, you could try it on in the store. So I didn't know that those type of stores even took back items. I was very surprised. Because I've never been interested in buying a $6,000 jacket. So for me, I wouldn't even know to go into a store and, buy a jacket. I can think of a lot of stuff to do with my money and it ain't buying a $6,000 jacket. So I had no idea that you could return something that expensive. I thought if you're spending $6,000, you're keeping it. That's yours for life. So, yeah. Sounds like theft of services to me. But whatever. Okay, let me get on this last story, you guys. Let's see here. Kimlin F. sent 1999 says, "Hey T, love and supported you all these years, but it seems like I'm on block. Please, I need to get this gift out to you." On block where? I don't know if you're talking about my P.O. box address. I don't have the same P.O. box anymore. I had to get a new one. They were on some bullshit. I had to close down my P.O. box. I just haven't gotten around to getting a new one. So send me an email so I have your information. And then when I get my new P.O. box, I can get that over to you. So, yeah, my P.O. So maybe if you sent it to my old P.O. box, it might have got returned. Because Emily sent me a gift, and they claimed that they sent it back. Emily did not get the gift back. I know them dudes at the damn FedEx place stole my shit, but it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, email me, and when I get a new P.O. box, I'll get that over to you. So thank you for the super chat, love. Beautifully Made, Sim 499 says, "I think they have social media withdrawals. Drama keeps them relevant in some way. Just raise the baby." I agree. I think they're both just, I don't know. They're both addicted to social media. And that poor baby, he's so sweet too. That baby just be looking so confused sometimes. Like he don't know what is going on. And then, you know, his daddy's so damn silly. He just be looking at his dad like, what? He be cracking me up the way he be staring at them. He just wants to chill, eat him a little chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? Drink some juicy juice and mind his business. Let's see here. Don Today, Light Madness says, "I had a man straight tell me that it isn't worth going to court to fight for his kid because he could just make more." Yeah, there's a lot of bum dudes who think like that. Like, oh, well, I could just have some more kids, and then they won't be in them kids' lives either. And then turn around and have 6 baby mamas. Yeah, it's sad. That's why you gotta be careful who you have children with. That's just the truth of the matter. If that's one thing I can stress to young people who do not have children, be careful who you have kids with. Really make sure that you and that person have the same goals, have the same, and I'm not talking about life goals, right? Because you might want to be a teacher, he might want to be a firefighter. I'm talking about parenting goals. Make sure that y'all have the same goals as far as raising your child. Discipline, respect, chores. Those are conversations you need to talk about. People will have kids and then realize they have 2 totally different parenting styles. So these are things you need to discuss before there's a, oops, I'm knocked up situation. You need to see, is this person worth being the mother of my children? Is she serious? Is she, working? Does she have goals? Or is her goal in life is to just be on OnlyFans shaking her ass? Nothing wrong with it while you're single. But once you have a baby, do you want your baby's mother to just, sit online all day, obsessed with social media? Baby diaper ain't been changed, but she's making the latest TikTok dance videos. So you got to see where people's priorities are at. Just like with the baby daddy. Does he have goals? Is he a strong, masculine male figure who can be a good role model and a good father? Or is he in competition with you? Just weird. So you gotta, you gotta really know, because these kids, they're your kids for life. Okay? They're your kids for life, and y'all will be connected at least for 18 years. So you got to make sure you guys are on the same page. Have these conversations. And it doesn't matter if you're young or old. Like, I hate when people act like, oh, it's only young parents. Young parents are just horrible. No, that's not true. It is harder if you're a young parent, right? Just because, you may not have the money and the resources at times. But being a young parent doesn't make you a bad parent. We're not going to do that. Because some of y'all be waiting till y'all 50 to drop a baby, and y'all still be in the same ratchet situation as 21-year-olds. Like, I don't get that. How you wait until 42 to have a child and you're a single mother? Like, what? Ain't no way in hell. I would not be dealing. No. There conversations, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, you know who you are. So I don't know. I always find it funny when people be older parents in crazy situations. Somebody said, and oop. It's the truth. Yeah, be, you know, old and in a messy situation. Well, damn, you might as well have a baby at 18, 19 years old if you're going to be dealing with all this shit. Ain't no way in hell I'll be dealing with baby daddy drama at 40-something years old. Oh, absolutely not. With a newborn? I refuse. Or you got to tell a 40-year-old to be a father? Oh, no. Absolutely not. You might as well have your baby in your 20s if you're going to deal with all that. If you're an older parent, you should be at peace. Y'all should be happy. And it should be like a baby that was wanted, I would assume. I'm not getting that accidents happen. But, I mean, if you're waiting that late, it should be like, like either a marriage or like a committed relationship. Y'all both want the child, Again, things happen. Don't get me wrong. Things happen. But, don't judge the young folks too hard, because you got some people, who are older and they're in relationship situations as if they were 2021. I'm just saying, like at 42, 43, 44, I would want my peace. Yeah, Miss Nikki baby. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect example. Ain't she damn near 40? Think she's 30-something years old. Ain't no way in hell. He wrote this. Oh my gosh. Let me see. He wrote a note the other day. I couldn't barely read it. So what in the illiteracy is going on here? And he was educated at one of the best schools in the Valley. Let me read this ignorant ass note that LeAngelo Ball wrote to Miss Nikki baby. See, that's what I'm talking about. There's no way in hell I'd be dealing with this. She is too old to be in this situation. At her age, she should have been married with a husband. They were planning to have their children. This is like some messy shit she could have went through when she was 18, 19. So this is her baby daddy talking to her. Let me pull this up. Hold on, let me fix this. Listen to this ignorant ass shit he wrote. Hold on, what did she write first? She okay, let me show y'all. Okay, this is what she did. So somebody on social media said, my baby daddy saw this amazing mom and my baby daddy saw the amazing mom I was and made me a dad too. So thoughtful of him. You the best. Appreciate you. So Miss Nikki baby posted that as a shot towards LeAngelo, right? So then she says, I forgot you was with your YN every day. We pushed in 6 weeks. Your kids ain't hear from you yet. Diabolical. Exit the chat. So you notice how she writes clear, concise. Now look at the young baby daddy. Now he's 24 years old? Now he really is young. He says, quit that soft sympathy shit. Look how he's spelling. Look at the spelling. Nobody was in my shoes, but everyone can paint their own picture of me. LOL. I paid for most of my shit in my life when I was with her. I don't know when y'all thought she was paid. I can wipe my own ass. She gotta ask mama and daddy or give up mileage. Do y'all see the way he's spelling? This is a young man who was educated in the Valley. Then he goes on to say, I watch the kids more than her, and I'm a grown man with my own shit. I don't have to call her to conversate with my babies, who can only say dada. They'll be at the mansion soon. I'll see them the right way. Don't trip. Ha, ha, ha. In The way she taught and act, I'll never leave, and again, sword emoji, gorilla emoji. I don't know what that means. I ain't never been that dude to put up with that shit. She been preaching she want a co-parent and she got older niggas who love her, so I freed her. LOL. But God forbid I say entertain. Ha 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 ha. What? Ain't no way in fucking hell I'm dealing with that shit in my 40s. Fuck out of here. No way in hell. No. No, absolutely not. I need peace in my life. Poor Nikki baby. Whew. I'm hot reading that shit. Whew. Whew. Why the people with the, he grew up in the valley, went to the best schools. Why do you want to put on that persona? Why? That was terrible. Yeah, that's Nikki baby's life. So that's all I'm saying. Once you get to a certain age, you should want peace. These are discussions she should have had with him, especially with him being young. Because he's obviously not into parenting. That is not his thing. He feels like because the kids can only say dada, he don't need to be there like that. Regardless if they can speak or not speak, how is that fair? So she should be the only one changing diapers, making bottles? Like, what the hell? So it's sad. It's sad. So like I said, y'all, be careful who y'all let, impregnate y'all. And for the fellas, be careful who y'all get pregnant. Child. Let's see here. All right, so let me get to the last story. This story is very interesting. It went viral. It's about two track stars at a high school track meet. And one of the girls ends up hitting the other girl in the head with a baton. And it went viral. And this was, when I first watched this, I was shocked. It was very, very disturbing. So both of the families are speaking out about this situation. And I want to talk about this further. So we're going to go ahead and watch the story now.
Whacked during a relay, a high school runner hit another runner in the head with a baton during a track meet.
ABC's Janae Norman has the story.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
Watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside, Kaylin's mother cheering her on. Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
To see that they kept running and she not stop and check on my daughter, that was the part where I was like, it couldn't have been an accident.
The other runner, who attends IC Norcom High School, has not been named. Kaylin's parents say Norcom's athletic director and the girl's father apologized in a phone call, but they're still waiting for the opposing athlete and her coaches to reach out.
We definitely want the coaches and a personal apology from the actual athlete as well, because it's only right.
The Virginia High School League saying in a statement, "We thoroughly review every instance like this," adding, "The VHSL membership has always made it a priority to provide student athletes with a safe environment for competition."
And that was ABC's Janae Norman. Kaylin's parents.
Okay, so y'all see the disposition of the young girl. That was the victim who was attacked by this other girl. So now we're going to go and check out the other girl, the attacker. She's been identified, and she's over here boo-hoo crying as if she was busted in the head with a baton. So we're going to go ahead and watch this.
Tonight, a Portsmouth family says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident at a Virginia High School League indoor track meet that left one athlete allegedly injured after she claimed she was struck by a baton held by IC Norcom High School senior Alayla Everett. Everett spoke exclusively to 10 on Your Side's Markeisha Jackson, who brings us much more.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Everybody has feelings, so you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation, and Portsmouth Public Schools says they will support whatever ruling comes from the league. Markeisha Jackson, 10 on Your Side.
Hooey. So, first, let me say this. I had to pull out my tiny violin on that. This girl is full of shit. You didn't lose your balance. You lost your temper. You felt away because the other girl was surpassing you. And you got upset. I don't know what type of demon jumped in you that you felt the need to take a baton and bash somebody with. But that was not okay. And the fact that she is sitting there crying and trying to gaslight the public. You're trying to blame social media and the public for racist comments, and they're attacking me and this and that and this and that. Your behavior was abhorrent and was evil and was malicious. Now, what it is, you're crying because your team, I think they said that the team has been kicked out of the track meet. She's a senior, so this looks horrible. You can tell, she has good grades. She was doing good in track. She basically threw away that whole situation for what? And she doesn't like the fact that she's getting backlash for it. So my thing is, you could see her wind her hand back and then hit her. It wasn't like, her arms were frailing by accident. She wound her hand back and then she hit the girl. And then the fact that the parents are sitting here gaslighting us and making excuses for their daughter is embarrassing. The only thing that the parents should have said is, we apologize. We want to apologize to our community, to the track team. We want to apologize as a family. We want to apologize to the other family. Man, now we got to drive 3 hours away to a county where they all hate us. That's your response? Your daughter literally assaulted somebody. And for people acting like it's not a big deal, that was a metal baton. And people don't understand, if you get hit in the head the wrong way, it can kill you. And this is not me over-exaggerating, being dramatic. If somebody punches you in the head the wrong way, it can kill you. I have covered stories like that on my news channel. Somebody lost their temper, punched somebody, and the person died. Now they're being charged with manslaughter. What if she would have like hit that girl in the back of the head? You know, she fell over, she tripped and fell and didn't get back up. She didn't know where that baton was going to hit her. It could have hit her in a part of her brain where it caused that girl death. So while you're over here crying about people calling you names on social media, you need to be charged with assault. That was assault. If that was any other situation, if that was somebody walking down the street and they decided to just take a metal rod and bash you with it, they'd be arrested for assault. Matter of fact, remember that homeless man who had beat that the Olympic lady from the Olympic, I don't know what she did in the Olympics. I can't think. Maybe I don't think she ran track, but she was an Olympian. Remember that homeless man in LA who took that metal bar and bashed her in the face? You know, thank God it didn't kill her. So the fact that this girl has like no accountability, all she's doing is crying, you would have thought she was the one who was beat up. But see, that's the difference. You can tell how the daughters are being raised, because I have another news clip where they're asking the mother of the victim about pressing assault charges. Watch how the mother responds with grace, unlike this other girl's parents. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Okay, I want to make sure I got the timestamp.
They are investigating. I guess they're just getting everything together. So
gotcha.
We're just waiting to see what the disciplinary action will be.
Gotcha. You don't have to answer this next question. I'm just going to ask it because it came up in the newsroom. Someone said, you know, that could have been a criminal charge for assault. Has anything like that crossed your mind as of yet? It's always on your mind.
Right. And especially when there was, you know, no apology. So I guess that was like the major thing for me. Just check on my child. Like, of course, everybody gives their opinion about what they think you should do, but that's also somebody else's child. And I want to take that into account as well. Yes, she definitely struggled.
Did y'all hear that? Do y'all hear how this mother still has grace for somebody who attacked her innocent daughter? This little girl is sweet. Literally bothers nobody, straight A student, track star, and the mother still says, that's somebody else's child. So I want to, you know, she wants to handle it a certain way. But whereas the other little ratchet parents were like, oh, we got to drive 3 hours away. We got to drive to a whole nother town. With no apology, no nothing.
Struck my daughter more than once, but she is somebody else's child as well.
As much as either of you are willing to tell me, what's the latest from the doctors on your condition? You said you got examined today.
Yes, we took Caitlin to the doctor today. She does have a slight concussion and still with the headaches. They did say she would have to be cleared 24 hours without a headache before they could clear her away from concussion. So no track right now. Also, they examined her where she was struck. It is swollen and there is a possible fracture, skull fracture. Not sure yet. We'll have to wait till the swelling go down and Popsy go back and do some imaging just to see exactly what that's going to be.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, not a possible. I didn't even know that part. A possible skull fracture. That is horrible. If I was the mom, I would definitely sue the other family and press charges. Now, I'm not saying the hooligan with the baton needs to go to prison for life. I'm not saying that, but there needs to be consequences. I would definitely press charges, charge it with assault. Because you need to learn in the real world, when you're not getting your way, you're not allowed to just throw a tantrum and start whacking people in the head with batons. That's insane to me. And the fact that she doesn't even have enough gumption to apologize. That's all the family was initially looking for, was an apology. But instead, they took to the news media to try and play victim. That's insane to me. But yeah, I would definitely sue. They need to cover all the hospital expenses and whatever else. Because now this is affecting this young lady, because if they're saying her skull is fractured, you know, possible concussion and all this stuff, that's keeping her away from her track meets. A lot of young girls run track in hopes of getting scholarships to college. So this could affect her going to college on a scholarship. I don't know how, how good she is in the, in the lineup, but I'm just saying that's why a lot of people run track, because that's a way for them to get a scholarship. So this is just insane. Both of their lives have been affected, and because of what? And I was just really shocked by that interview. For her and her parents to just be so dismissive, and she's crying and she has all these grievances about how she's being treated online is insane to me. And then tried to gaslight and say that, she tripped and no, you didn't. No, you wound back and you hit that girl on purpose. Not once, but twice. So the whole situation is just really unfortunate. But y'all been on here for 2.5 hours. This has been a wonderful stream. It feels good to be back, y'all. We had over 9,000 people in here. Please hit the like button. I'm going to read the rest of these super chats. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Let's see. Miss Aaliyah Johnson, Senpai, says, you look beautiful as always. Glad you're feeling better. Keep up the great work, love. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Forever Your Leo says, did you see Dr. Umar and his daughter drama? Yes. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm not surprised. I've been telling y'all about Umar Johnson forever. And again, I have every right to have my grievances with Umar because I actually donated to the school. And I have not seen the fruits of my donation. I donated one time, a long time ago. And I remember telling my boys about this school. Like, there's this good black man and he's building a school for boys. My oldest child was in the 5th grade when we had this conversation. 5th grade, elementary school. Do you know how old my oldest child is now? 24. So y'all keep on hoping and wishing for this school to come to fruition. I told y'all years ago, this man is full of shit. From what I hear, Umar Johnson not only has 2 daughters, he has a 3rd child as well, who I also believe is a little girl. He has 3 children. The youngest is 8. So to me, I mean, he's coming off like the prince of pan-Pookieism. I heard somebody say that in the chat. Instead of the prince of pan-Africanism, Africanism, whatever he calls himself, the prince of pan-Pookieism. He's out here just raw dogging, creating broken homes. The daughter had to blast him on TikTok. But I'm going to talk about it in a different video. I don't want to make this live stream about Umar Johnson, but I'm not surprised. I knew about the 2 girls. I knew about that. He talked about them, having 2 baby mamas. He talked about that years ago. So I knew about that. But I didn't know there was a 3rd child as well, allegedly. So he's been crushing somebody's cookies. Anyways. Yeah, I wasn't surprised by the drama, but it's sad because I had assumed that he was in their lives. I was shocked when she was like, he doesn't see her. The stepfathers had to step up, especially when this is a man who preaches to black men about being fathers. Did he not hold Dusty Dick Cannon to task about all the broken homes he was creating? And remember when he was holding Nick Cannon to task, I called out Umar. I said, right message, wrong messenger. Umar, are you married to either one of your baby mamas? No. And now the girl's coming out saying that he has never been a part of her life. So that's even worse. At least Dusty Nick, he does. We'll see him every now and then with one of his 15 kids, however many kids he damn has. We've never seen Umar and his daughters. So while he's over there preaching and over there in Africa and Sweden and, in Philly, he needs to go build a relationship with his daughters before he tries to build this school for black boys. And of course, a lot of the, his dusty, defenders are blaming the baby mama and it's the baby mama fault and all this other stuff. So, I don't know. It's sad. We was kings and shit. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. Mandarin says, imagine calling us broke while he's returning stuff. He's a clown. Yeah, that's DDG for you. That's one thing he gonna do is holler out and tell everybody that they're broke. Let's see. Blatino Boy sent 10 says, I thank God every day that I was a PBS baby growing up. Reading Rainbow saved my life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't understand, like, the thrill of just wanting to write ignorant. Like, I understand, you know, some slang here and there. You know, I'll write some slang here and there. If it's funny, like, you know, sometimes I'll write child, you know, the CHILEEE. Like, you know, I see certain things, but like, I mean, just to write a whole paragraph, to write an entire dissertation of just misspellings, half words, is insane to me. Especially when he didn't grow up like that. He didn't grow up hood. Them boys went to school in the Valley. I was living in LA when them boys was like breaking records in high school. Those were some very pampered, privileged, well-off, biracial boys. And now he wants to be so hood so bad. It's just weird. But then again, he's also the weirdo who was stealing, you know, sunglasses in China, and Trump had to get him bailed out. So he's been a weirdo for a while. Let's see here. Lord Flawless says, speaking of manslaughter, can we get a true crime tea time episode soon? Yes. There's a few stories I am looking at doing. So yeah. Yep, we will. We will get one soon. And I'm also thinking about bringing back Lovely News Network, but it won't be on my true crime channel because I've turned that into my true crime channel. So I'm thinking about bringing it back to this channel where I just, like, you know, report like on just news, you know, different news stuff that's going on. Just short blips, you know, the most viral real world news stories for the week. So I've been thinking about bringing that back. So I'll keep y'all posted on that as well. Let's see here. Mary Jane says, I hope that young lady feels better. Can you say a bit about the 18-year-old stylist that assaulted the 15-year-old? Oh, damn. Yeah, that was viral too. I'm kind of mixed on that. You know, I don't agree with putting hands on people, but I'm going to tell you like this. That 15-year-old is lucky she didn't catch a hot one. People aren't playing no more. Y'all going to stop fucking with people. I don't believe at all that she accidentally cashed app the wrong person. Well, if you accidentally cashed app the wrong person, then why were you not sitting there in the salon trying to rectify the situation? I can't show the video because it's fighting. I might do commentary on it, but she's lucky all she did was get drugged. Like, I get the mother for being mad, but why is your daughter trying to steal services? We are living in tough times right now. People are being laid off. Recessions are happening. People don't have money. People are trying to keep their lights on, pay for groceries. And if I spend 2-3 hours doing your hair, oh, you're going to pay me. Because that is 2-3 hours I could have spent doing somebody else's hair, or driving Uber or driving Lyft. So while I don't want to say that, you know, violence is okay, but I understand it. I understand the frustration. I don't believe anything the mother... Let me see if there's a news article about that. Maybe if there's a news clip, we can watch it. It was viral all over TikTok. And my thing is, the stylist is 18, so y'all also got to give her grace. She's young too. They're both young. Why are people acting like because she's 18, like I could see if the stylist was like 38. She's a teenager too. You know, teenagers don't play that shit. I don't expect a lot from an 18-year-old. Now, if this was like a 30-year-old stylist, I'm like, now you know damn well. But 15 and 18 are not that far apart in age. So I'm going to give her grace. She was young. Yeah, it's on Fox News. Okay, we'll go ahead and watch it real quick.
Tonight, 18, the 15 years.
Hold on. I don't believe anything the 15-year-old and the 15-year-old's mom is saying. This was a blatant act of theft of services. She fucked around and found out.
Tonight, 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham is charged with second-degree assault. I talked to her exclusively moments ago. She says that she did not know that her client was 15 years old. Meanwhile, I also spoke to the 15-year-old's mother, and she says that her daughter is traumatized over what happened. This video has been viewed millions of times, and she says that her daughter is viral and did not want to be. Let's explain what happened. In the video that has more than 54 million views, you can see 18-year-old Jayla Cunningham dragging her 15-year-old client by the hooded sweatshirt, saying,
"Sit right here until somebody says it. I'm not you just try to right? You lucky I ain't
Jayla claims the 15-year-old was trying to leave without paying for the $150 service that included a weave with tracks. Jayla cutting the weave out of the teen's hair with scissors because she says the teen did not pay for the service.
She ran, forget tried, she ran without paying me.
And then what did you do?
I dragged her by her hood back into the salon until I can get paid, or, until the police come, or until, she let me take out the service. Because it's like she literally ran outside, like she was about to be gone. I feel like if I didn't do that, she would have been gone and I would have just never been paid.
But the 15-year-old's mother says Jayla also dragged her by her hair when she grabbed her hood, and says that her daughter accidentally sent the money to the wrong Cash App and was trying to pay Jayla.
It's just absolutely absurd. It's viral. It's all over the country.
And how is she dealing emotionally with this?
Emotionally, not good. Not good at all.
The family is hired.
Well, emotionally teach your child not to do theft of services. She wouldn't be viral had she made her payment. Because again, let's just keep it real here. There's consequences for action. So the 18-year-old is getting her consequences. She's been charged with second-degree assault. Okay, cool. My issue is this. If this was a simple accident, right? Because I've cashed out the wrong person before. Oh, shit. I'm going to try and fight that back. Here goes. What's your correct Cash App? And even then, if it was before you Cash App somebody, you're going to make sure before you send the money, because that's what I make sure to do now. Read this Cash App. This is your Cash App name. Yep, that's me. Okay, cool. So I'm not under, these kids are so technology driven and, they can do all types of shit, on the iPhone, but you out here sending wrong Cash Apps, but you're not sitting there trying to make amends. And let's say she didn't have any more money in her Cash App. Why didn't she sit in the salon and say, let me call my mom. Mom, I Cash Apped the wrong person. Can you please send her the money instead and I'll pay you back? That girl drug her back into the salon for a reason, because the 15-year-old caught herself running out. And a lot of people have been doing this, and these stylists are tired. So to me, I don't really feel away because these is two kids. The 18-year-old is a kid just like the 15-year-old is a kid.
Hired the Jackson and Associates law firm to represent the 15-year-old in a civil lawsuit.
The video is horrendous. It's a 15-year-old girl. We're talking about someone's child here, a child who is being dragged across a salon floor by her jacket for over something as simple as a mistake.
And Jayla Cunningham says that she had no clue that she was charged. We brought it to her attention tonight. She says she heard it for the first time and that she has received death threats as a result of the viral video, so she has moved her hair salon to another location.
Child, not moving the hair salon to another location. So that's the story. I think they both should be charged. Oh, you want to press charges on me? Cool. They both should be charged because that was a clear case on camera of theft of services. Her pulling her back and then her having to cut the weave out. And my thing is, like, I'm not saying like that should be your go-to, right? What I am saying is this. People need to understand the climate that we're in. And maybe at 15 years old, she thinks it's funny to try and get a free service and run out. But people need to understand that folks are not playing no more. And she's lucky that all she did was drag her back inside by her hood and that she didn't stomp her out or that she didn't pull out a gun on her. Because people are losing their mind all the time. And you can't be playing with folks like that. Just like you got folks out here who will hire, like, you know, for like home service work. You'll hire somebody to cut your grass or, you know, cut your grass or like, let's say like rake your leaves or do some type of service of your home. And then you knew when you caught them out that the service was like $150. They done did the work. Now it's time to pay. And you're like, oh, all I got is $75. That is so fucked up. Because I have friends who work in home service business. And people try and shortchange them and be like, oh, well, that's all I had. Take it or leave it. That is wrong. If you cannot afford a service, do not ask for a service. If you can't afford a maid to come and clean your house, don't call somebody to come in and be your maid. And then all you got is $50. And you knew what they were charging was $200 to clean your home. Folks better stop playing with people out here. That's all I'm going to say. It's sad that she got drugged, but hopefully she learned a very important lesson. I don't believe the 15-year-old or her mother that she accidentally cashed out somebody because, again, if everything was in good faith, if everything was an accident, you would be trying to rectify that situation right there and then. You're not going to run. You're going to get on that same damn cell phone that you accidentally cashed out somebody else to and call your mom and ask your mom to pay this lady. So yeah, she learned her lesson. I bet you again she won't fuck around and find out. Stay in the child's place and behave like a child. Do the right thing. There's no reason for you to want a whole bunch of weave attached to your head and then think that you don't have to pay for it. What makes you think that young lady don't got bills and other things that she has to pay for? So now a lot of these stylists, they're not playing no more. And especially and then it sounds like she was fair with the price. $150? You got these barbers and these stylists out here overcharging people. Sounds like she wasn't even one of them. She was charging a fair price and you try to scam her. So, you know, again, she's going to face her consequences, you know. Again, you can do certain things, but understand there's going to be consequences with it. She's willing to take that consequence. So she's being charged with assault. But I also would tell her that she also needs to charge the little girl with theft of services. If I'm going to have a criminal record, you are too. We're both going to be sitting in the courthouse. Point blank, period. So I would definitely file charges against the little girl. And even if she's a minor, file charges against her mother. Since you want to co-sign the bullshit. So again, treat people the way that you want to be treated. If you want a service, I don't care if it's your nails, your hair, your home, pay for your service. It's not okay. People work hard. People got bills to pay. Eggs is damn near $10. So she's very lucky all she did was get drugged across that floor by her hood. Because it could have been a lot worse. So thank you for that super chat. Y'all just made this stream even longer, but I hope I broke that down. Black Cat Chillin' says, Umar is on Druski's dating show on Zeus. Umar Johnson is on Zeus Network? Child, that's y'all's Pan-African leader, child. Is he looking for a date? What is he doing on Zeus Network? On a dating show? I gotta look into that. I didn't even know he was on a damn dating show. Hold up. Y'all must not want me to leave. Let me go ahead and Google this. Druski. Ooh, I put in Druski and Umar came right up. Is there a trailer? There's some YouTube shorts.
If I get pulled over and
What? Hold on. Let me share my screen. I didn't know he was on here. Is that Druski's girlfriend or something? Well, let me just hit play. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I must have clicked on his damn thing.
She got like
If I get pulled over and a black person's with me, we're getting searched.
Okay, hold on.
So
now. That
that's-
ain't all the time.
That's not all the time, but it's way more likely. It's way more likely.
Have you ever actually tried to help the black struggle?
I've been at 3 protests that were near me.
Just 3.
Just 3 that was near me.
I'm gonna go
That's
to
a
the
lot,
next one. I'm gonna go
because
to the next one with you too, baby. I'll go to it with you.
I'm a
thirsty.
nurse.
He's definitely wanting the white milk.
Yeah, no,
He's a bunny hopper.
I can't indulge.
I would never co-sign a black man being with anything other than a black woman.
Why would you be interested in dating a black man?
That's kind of racist.
Maybe to you. What do you think you bring to the table?
I am the table. There ain't nothing more to talk about right now.
Show him. You can stand up and show him about table shimmy. Okay.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
You see, that's racist. You're racist. I don't care to even talk to you no more.
He said black queens over snow bunnies. Bitch, I'm not a snow bunny, and even if I was, why is you saying that? His first question to me was racist as fuck. His last conversation was racist as like, shut the fuck up, nigga.
If I get pulled over and a black person's with me, we're getting
Did she just say the M word? Okay, it's time for me to go. Did she just say shut the F up, nigga? What? What is Umar Johnson do? What in the world? What is he doing on this show? See, this is why I can't take this man seriously. So he, instead of, what, is the school finished? Is the school for black boys up? Is this why he's relaxing and talking to snow bunnies? So the school's not done. He's on a dating show with Druski. The white girl with the bad BBL just said the N word. What in the what is going on in 2025? And that's why I refuse to take Umar Johnson seriously. He is the prince of Pampookism. I'm out. Thank you, Black Cat Chillin'. I did not even know that. That is insane. I was not expecting him. He's supposed to be a respected school psychologist, and he's on the Zeus network. That is crazy to me. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. That is too funny. Let's see here. The World, starring Julia Rose, says 2 hours of standing on your feet, risking arthritis, carpal tunnel, doing your hair for you to run off like that is a joke. This is why hairstylists make you pay up front now. Exactly. Yeah, I can't stand that. And that's why I've told a lot of like my friends who work like in home service businesses, get 50%. Get your down payment first, you know, because times are going to get harder and you're going to have people playing games. Get 50% down payment and then have them, you know, and then I would finish halfway. Like, okay, I'm about to be done in the next hour. Please make sure you have the remaining payment. People play too much. Yeah, people play too much. And people acting like, you know, the 18-year-old isn't a teenager is insane to me. That is a young person. They are 3 years apart. So, well, I don't know why people act like she got, you know, stomped out by a grown 30-year-old woman. Those are 2 teenagers fighting. So, yeah, that's messed up. Let's see here. Desi Dez says the stylist gave her the wrong Cash App. That's what they don't mention. So the stylist gave her the wrong Cash App, or because the stylist said that she sent it to the wrong Cash App. Even if it was sent to the wrong person, everything should have been rectified. Everything should have been rectified. Because for me, if I send something to the wrong person or it's the wrong Cash App, it's going to get rectified right there and then. So, Monette Ariel says, let's see here. Hey, T, are you going to talk about Caleb Wilson? Who is Caleb Wilson? I don't know who that is. Let me Google real quick. Hopefully ain't no long story. Oh, Caleb. Oh, I didn't know that was his name. The one that got killed in the fraternity, pledging. It was a ritual. It was a ritual. Like I tell ya, I don't do fraternities and sororities. You know, to each his own. You know, I have friends, family who are part of the Divine Nine, they're deltas, stuff like that. But I just never been into sororities and fraternities. That's, I'm me, find me. I don't, because to me, and I'm not going to say all of them, but when I lived down south, when I lived in Charlotte, that's when I really found out about black sororities and fraternities. And it's big, Greek life in the South is big. And I remember listening to my coworkers tell me some of their hazing stories. And you figure these people crossed in I don't know, child, late 90s, 2000s, before the hazing thing was really talked about. And when they were telling me the stories, I was shocked. And these are people from different fraternities. So Kappas, the Qs, Iotas. And I remember the one guy, he crossed in Alabama. I forget what fraternity he was in. I don't think he was because ain't the Kappas the pretty boys? He wasn't one of them. No shade. What's the fraternity? And I know the Qs are the hood boys, you know what I'm saying? It was another offshoot fraternity. Maybe the Sigmas. I don't know, child. But he was telling this story about his pledging. And then they all just kind of got to telling their story. And I'm listening to this. And I remember thinking, not even thinking, I interrupted and I was like, this sounds like a gang initiation. And they kind of got offended. I said, no. I said, and they're like, oh, you from up north. You don't get it. You a Yankee. I said, no. I understand, I come from, up north, there's gangs and all that stuff. I said, but the way that you guys are describing it is that y'all got hands and feet put on y'all. Y'all got paddled, beat, burned. And these are supposed to be by people that love you. And then they let you into the fraternity and you got to go through all these different, stages. But it just sounded to me like a very abusive thing. I said, well, the people I know who were jumped into gangs, right? Because I have, gangbanger people that I grew up with. They got their asses whooped by their gang to become, Crips or GDs or whatever. And then, it's the same people who put hands and feet on you, they're not your family. That's why I never understood gang life, gang culture and fraternity culture. To me, it just comes off like a gang. Because my thing is, if you love me and you want me to be your fraternity brother or sister, why do you have to put hands and feet on me? Why do you have to make me drink until I'm at the brink of alcohol poisoning? Why do you have to do mean stuff to me in order to show me love? Why does abuse have to equate how much strength I have and how much loyalty I will have to an organization? That never made sense to me with fraternities, because fraternities and sororities are supposed to be seen as good things and gangs are seen as bad things. But in order to get in, it's still the same type of concept. So to me, it comes out very cultish. So I've just, and again, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody because I know I got Divine Nine people, who are tea sippers, but if you really think about it, a lot of the stuff that y'all went through, especially the older Divine Nine, maybe not, and I thought a lot of the hazing stuff was done. So I was very shocked when this young boy died because I thought all the hazing stuff, they put an end to it in it really got talked about, I would say the mid 2000s, because it was a lot of people was dying, and then it started being talked about, and that's when you first heard the word about hazing. And let me say this doesn't just happen with sororities and fraternities, but also with football teams, basketball teams, sports teams. Y'all not ready for that conversation. There's also hazing in the locker room. So you have to really talk to your kids about stuff like that. There's a lot of deviant, disgusting stuff that goes on in these locker rooms too. I've heard stories. When people love you, they don't want to inflict harm on you. They don't want to embarrass you. There's no reason that somebody should be shoving things up your ass. That's not love. That's torment and embarrassment. So I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, bands. Thank you, Callie Beamer, she said the bands too. Yes. Matter of fact, one of my friends who was in the band in Atlanta told me a really sad story about how they went through the hazing because the South, that's the thing down South. The Divine Nine is big. If you don't live down South, you don't get it. But it's like that's like the culture is these sororities and fraternities. And he talking about how his bandmate died during their hazing. So, yeah. Somebody said, FAMU? Wow. Yeah, it's really sad. But yeah, let me see. I'm going to pull up the news story real quick about him. Very handsome boy. Very handsome, very smart. Just sad. I hate that for him.
WAFB. This is 9.
Let me see if I can. Oh, so they did find, there's a second suspect now. Huh, okay, let's watch the news clip before I go. Since y'all don't want me to leave yet, we're going to watch this news clip. So it looks like there's a second suspect. But this is him, Caleb.
Partner Greg is on assignment. We start with breaking developments from the WAFB I-team. Over the past 2 hours, a second suspect wanted for the hazing death of Southern student Caleb Wilson has been captured with the help of the Middle Louisiana Fugitive Task Force. Kyle Thurman was taken into custody around 3:30 this afternoon at his home in Port Allen. Our sources say he had a deadline to turn himself in over the weekend, and when he did not show, investigators went looking for him today. Meanwhile, when minutes mattered, arrest documents show fraternity members appear to be in no rush to get help for Southern student Caleb Wilson the night he collapsed after being hit in the chest. Documents show they took time to change his clothes before dropping him off at the hospital. Those details are raising new questions about the timeline of events the night he died. It comes as funeral arrangements have finally been made.
So Caleb was in the band, right? He wasn't, he was one of the band members. I mean, think about that. If somebody loves you and cares about you, why do they need to punch you in your chest? Why do you have to inflict harm on me but you care about me? You care so much that instead of taking me straight to the hospital, you change my clothes to hide evidence. This is so sad. And he's a little guy. He doesn't look like a big old, 6 foot, 250 swollen. He looks like just, a small guy. So I can imagine what those bruises did to him, like getting hit in the chest.
His young life. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, is here now with more on what he's learned today. And Chris, it is a lot.
Good evening, Liz. 3 individuals are all facing felony hazing charges. A second suspect, as you just said, Kyle Thurman, is in custody tonight in connection with Wilson's death. The East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office confirmed to WAFB today Wilson's body was released to a funeral home late last week, but tonight the cause and manner of death is still pending further testing.
This is exclusive video of 23-year-old Caleb McCrae walking out of the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail late Friday night. It happened hours after Commissioner Keena Kimball set his bond at $100,000. McCrae is charged with the most serious charges tied to the death of Caleb Wilson: criminal hazing and manslaughter. Both felonies. Now we've learned frat members from Omega Psi Phi who were gathered at this white warehouse where pledges were taking blows to the chest with boxing gloves appeared to be in no rush to get Wilson medical assistance.
So he was pledging Omega. Oh wow. I didn't even know what fraternity he was pledging. And the other guy is 23 years old as well. Y'all have just thrown y'all's lives away. And for what?
At the hospital.
Don't have exact timeline that we're ready to release as far as when Caleb first collapsed at this warehouse and then when he arrived at the hospital.
The exact events and how they transpired inside are still murky, but we have a clearer picture of the delay in seeking help for Wilson from arrest documents. Warrants show after Caleb collapsed, the pledges moved to a separate room where leadership attended to Wilson. Wilson was later loaded into a vehicle and transported to BRG Bluebonnet, where he was pronounced dead by medical personnel. It should be noted that Wilson's clothing was changed prior to his arrival at the hospital. It was around 2:40 in the morning when uniformed officers were dispatched to the hospital, where staff advised investigators that males who dropped him off said he collapsed at a Breck Park. That lie.
This was taking place around 2:30 in the morning. All this screams to me is a ritual. It's almost 3 o'clock, witching hours.
Unraveled. As the I-Team reported last week, they were never at a park for that unsanctioned hazing ritual and were inside this warehouse instead. Sources say once Wilson collapsed inside the warehouse, he never regained consciousness. Clothes were changed and he was driven to the hospital, all while he was unresponsive. Tonight we've learned, in addition to the charges McCray faces, 2 other individuals are also facing felony criminal hazing charges.
And as we said, Thurman was arrested in Port Allen with the help of U.S. Marshal's Office. One other individual, Isaiah Smith, is supposed to turn himself in tomorrow. Smith is the son of Todd Smith, who leased the warehouse where the hazing happened. Southern says all 3 suspects are current students. For the WAFB team, I'm Chris.
Now, Todd Smith done got his daddy in trouble. And his daddy probably ain't had nothing to do with the mess. So this is sad. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, I saw this. I forgot his name was Caleb Wilson, but I saw this story. Very handsome young man. I mean, that is just horrible. That is horrible. That is just, it's sad. I don't understand like the whole hazing thing. I don't get it. And, you know, like I said, I thought a lot of the hazing stuff, especially with the fraternities and sororities, I thought a lot of that stuff died down in the mid-2000s. So it looks like now they're not doing it on campus. They're taking it off of campus and doing it, you know, in warehouses and stuff like that. But even like with some of the girls, you know, they got beat too to get, you know, into their different organizations. So it's sad. And I'm not saying that every chapter does this. You know, of course, there's different chapters who do not participate. But again, if you talk to people, they're not ever, and that's another thing too that I didn't like, is that a lot of the hazing, a lot of the stuff that they went through when they crossed over, it's secret stuff. Like you're never supposed to talk about what you went through. So that's why, you know, for me to be involved in that conversation was a big deal because they're not supposed to talk about it. And so, but I was just sitting there sipping tea because I'm like, you know, tell me more. But what happened? Because I was just, you know, and then I didn't like the fact that they had those burn marks, like the branding. You know, I'm just the girl from up north. So I'm just like, all this shit is new to me. And I remember like, just like, well, why do y'all brand yourselves? Like, don't that remind you like slavery? Like they used to do that to the slaves. Like they were cattle. So they would know what slave was owned to what master. You know, I just find it weird. Even some of the girls have brandings on themselves. Like the ones who were like really deep in, you know, into whatever organization. I haven't seen them AKA girls. I ain't never seen none of them with it, but I seen a few Deltas, you know, that branded that triangle sign on them. I don't know. I just feel like when you're doing all that, to me, it's not much different than a gang. Because you have gangs who brand themselves too. So I don't know. I just thought it was just weird. It's sad. It's sad. But I'm going to say this. If somebody wants you to be a part of an organization, it shouldn't take them harming you, putting hands on you, putting hands and feet on you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, if they really cared about you, why would they be giving you blows to your chest? And you know, we got to start talking to our kids and letting them know it is not that serious. You don't need to be in a fraternity if it's something where it's going to put your health at risk, something that could kill you, where they're going to have you, you know, binge drink alcohol or get punched. It is not that serious. You know, so it's just sad. I just feel bad that he felt the need to have to want to fit in that bad, that he allowed people to, you know, punch him in his chest. And again, just like the story we talked about earlier with the track girl hitting that other girl in the head with the baton. You never know what hit or blow can take you out. You know, the people don't understand how fragile the human body is. The fact that we get up every day and we see a new day is a blessing. You know how many people didn't wake up who died in their sleep last night? You know, so like any little thing, any hit, that hit to the head with that baton could have killed that girl. If she would have hit her in the wrong portion of her head, she could have killed her instantly. Just like they went into this situation, they're just going to punch him in the chest. It's no big deal. We're punching him in the chest with, you know, with boxing gloves on. But obviously somebody hit him the wrong way or was way too many blows, and it caused his heart to stop, and he died. That is frightening. Who we? Let's see here. Queen Harsh sent $4.99 says, no, I don't care if they are offended. Fraternities and sororities are a cult under Freemason. I said what I said. Oh, yeah. It goes deep with the fraternities. I'm not hitting on them, but yeah, it goes deep. I've been seeing a lot of people, and I don't know if some of them are doing this for attention or they're being sincere, but I watched a few podcasts of people who have, I don't want to say dethroned because it's not a palace, who have resigned or resonated. I don't know what the proper term is. Like when you don't want to be a part of your sorority or fraternity, maybe y'all can write it in the chat. But they're all over like TikTok and YouTube where they're like denouncing, like the Divine Nine. Oh, no, I'm not doing a deep dive on that. I'm not interested in doing a deep dive on that. Oh, it's called denouncing? Oh, okay. I thought it was some type of, okay, never mind. I thought they had like a fancy fraternity, sorority name. Okay, just denounce. Okay. So just a regular English word. I thought they had like a special name for it. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people denouncing the Divine Nine, giving back their membership, saying they want no parts of it, saying that they found Christianity. So it's deep. I've gone down a few of those Divine Nine rabbit holes. We've even had some people on Discord denounce and give back their memberships because they got a calling to God and they just felt it wasn't right anymore for them to continue being a part of a sorority. So there's some people that we know who have, given back their memberships and stuff like that. And I don't know if there's like retribution. Like, do people come after them? Is it like blood in, blood out, like with the gangs? If you denounce your gang, it's blood in, blood out. So they might come after you and harm you. They said once you get jumped into a gang, you can't get out of it. So I don't know if there's any like retribution if people come after these folks for denouncing, but there's a lot of them on TikTok. Yeah, they denounce all the time. So I don't know, y'all. Just stay prayed up. Just stay prayed up. I just don't think it's that serious. But again, that's not for everybody. I have very close people to me who are part of the Divine Nine, and they're good people, and they do charity work and they do a lot of stuff. So every chapter is different, but I just hate the fact that Hazing never left, because I really did not know what was still going on until this young man passed. But yeah, there's some horror stories. A lot of them, they won't talk about it, but there's some horror stories. And to me, it just comes off like a gang. Because even, I remember one time we were at a party and some people there were doing the dance. They were doing like the cue dance. Sorry, I don't, they do the little dance. And the dude that we was with, he like went and checked them. He was like, oh, okay, where did you cross at? What year? Like, he started making, like in gang culture, we call that spitting your lick. Like if you see somebody throwing up, Crip or blood or something, gang members are going to come and, G-check you like, hey, what set you from? Who jumped you in? Who's your big homie? And so I'm like, so to me, I don't care what y'all say. To me, it comes off like some type of fancy bougie gang. Because I watched him, he checked, they were dancing. You know how them Q dogs get? Them Qs, they don't play. And he walked over, he checked them. He was like, okay, what school you went to? When did you cross? And so I asked him, I was like, what is that about? I said, what, they can't do the dance? He was like, no, you have to be a Q member. You can't just be doing the dance. Ain't no renegade shit. And I'm just like, damn, this is so gang-like. But okay. Yeah, he checked them right there at the party. And then once, they were able to like confirm that they were real cues, then they all started, oh, woo. Listen, I put the boots in the chat. Yeah, y'all know them cues, honey, with the boots and stuff. Then they all started doing the little dance. I was like, oh, okay. So they do not play in the South. They do not play. And I've even heard that on certain college campuses, like you can't like walk past their dorm room or sit on their benches. It's all types of weird cliquish shit. I've heard a lot of stuff, but I would never forget that. Yeah, them nasty dogs, honey. They will check you. And I remember when I first moved down south, to Charlotte, because they would like, I think like on certain days they would wear purple and gold. You know, me not knowing, I'm like, oh, you got Team Vikings. I thought they were Vikings fans. They're like, Vikings? Nah, we're Qs, baby. We're Qs. I'm like, oh. I missed this. I had to get back down to Charlotte. I miss Charlotte. Them was the days. Oh, you're like, Vikings. Girl, nah, we Q dogs. I'm like, oh, shit. I thought I found fellow Vikings fans. But, you know, like I said, there's a lot of cool people that I know personally in sororities and fraternities. But, you know, I can't lie. I've witnessed stuff, you know, living down south where I'm like, this is very gangish. You know, this gives me gang vibes. You know, confronting people at parties who are simply dancing. And then I asked him, I said, well, what if, you know, when you confronted them, what if they weren't able to verify where they crossed and all that stuff? He said flat out, I would have whooped their ass. Oh, okay. Sounds like a gang thing to me, but okay. So, yeah, but they passed the check. They were real cues. So they just all broke out in this big old dance. So that's my story about the fraternities and sororities, child. I've been out here for 3 hours. This has been a wonderful stream. I really appreciate y'all coming through. Let's see, we got one more super chat. Ronaful says, sororities are no better. My cousin told me about a haze where they lined dildos up from small to large and made all of them sit on it unprotected. What? Wow. Ugh. That's disgusting. And that can spread STDs. Wow, that's horrible. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That has just never interested me. I just don't do cliques. I've always just rolled solo dolo. But damn, bless their hearts. I hope it was worth it. Ugh. Let's see here. Verbal Beauty 18 says, one of the D9 frats at my HBCU tried to make a recruit eat poop. Somehow they were able to cover it up. What? Oh, damn. That is ritualistic. That sounds like some Aleister Crowley type stuff. That is demonic. Wow. Now, those are two different people who don't know each other in the chat writing what they've seen in fraternities. That is crazy. And like I said, the stories I've heard were very, very violent. So, chat on that note. Let me go ahead and log off. I've been out here for 3 hours. So I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. But I thank you guys for coming and enjoying. It feels good to be back. Once again, thank you guys for the prayers and the well wishes. I'm still recovering, but I'm definitely feeling a lot better. So hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.